like none of them have done anything. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm passionate about. Like, I just hope, I know the expectation with a round 4 guy isn't as high as if we drafted higher than that, but I still stand by what I said. I'm sick and tired of us whiffing time and time again when we try to address the interior. Can we get a guy, and hopefully it's this guy that turns out to be decent in time?
I agree. Hold on. And to Apokasi's point,
wait a minute. I agree with what you're saying. I totally agree. I'm tired of this draft right now is so good. I'm tired of picking guys like high expectation. I'm tired of picking guys. He's going to be this. Get somebody that's actually going to play. Like that's Severa. I asked a high expectation one, but he didn't do shit. He got cut. I agree with you 1,000%.
So Chris, like Afokasi, I understand what Afokasi's saying. And when you were saying, well, Chris, the 4th round, blah, blah, blah. Max Crosby was a fucking 4th round pick too. So again, if you're going to take a project, it's got to be later than the 4th. But if this guy is not a project, to Afokasi's point, we hope that he will be. And I think the reason why we took him is, like I said, he is basically Christian Wilkins, but project style Christian Wilkins. And I think that maybe that's what they're doing. They're like, let's put him behind Christian Wilkins. Let's let him learn all the things Christian Wilkins knows how to do. And if Christian Wilkins gets hurt, then we could kind of do a plug and play, hopefully, in there.
Yeah.
So hopefully he ends up.
Bueno, I mean, I could, but I would have to put that all together.
I'm so passionate about the players we drafted, the running backs, everybody else. I'm passionate about that. I totally agree with him on that. Draft some fuckers that are gonna come here and make a difference.
Just do something. Do something. Because every one of these other interior guys that we've drafted in the last 8+ years have done next to nothing, and I'm getting sick of it. Sorry, I don't mean it. I don't know. It's not my channel, but Twuan just joined and like.
Hey, Twuan, introduce yourself.
Hey, Afokasi, this is one I kind of might disagree with you, because there is some D tackles that we had, but we let them go way too fast, and they end up panning out for other teams. You know what I'm saying? You have your Danico Autry's, you have your Shelby Harris's that were on this team.
How long ago was that?
That was
Danico Autry's still playing.
He's still
playing. But I'm talking about when they were Raiders. How long ago was that?
That was
Danico Autry hasn't been a Raider since what, 2017, 2018? That's to my point. Like I said, that's 7 years ago at least.
Yeah.
And how many defensive tackles have we drafted since then? And what have they done as Raiders? What did they do?
When does it become the player's responsibility to get better too?
That too.
I don't care what they do when they're not Raiders. Sorry, Twuan, go ahead.
No, but I do get that. In regards to the draft pick that we got today, I think it works out because he has time. You don't think that this guy's going to automatically be a starter with all the guys that are in front of him when you have an Adam Butler, when you have a Christian Wilkins. So he's going to be able to groom and grow behind those guys, and hopefully he'll catch on by year 1 or year 2 and then get into a spot. So we'll see how it pans out. But
we're giving him the opportunity. We're giving him the opportunity. It's incumbent upon him to make this an opportunity.
Guys, real quick. I want to address that with Twuan.
Expectations are going to be high now because he's late from. So Max Crosby, he was a special breed. That happened. Some players happen in 4th round. Some players happen in 7th round. Some players happen in UDFA. That's not the issue. The issue is that his expectations are going to be high to come in and start right away because we got Christian Wilkins. We got my boy AO5 guy, Adam Butler. We got those guys in the building. He can sit there and learn. So we draft D tackle. Hopefully, like I agree with you, AR. Hopefully that he will come in here and get some knowledge from these guys and be another D tackle we can put in a rotation or even start in a few years. I'm good with that.
Right. Like don't get like with
Twuan's point. We had tackles in the building. We drafted tackles, but they went to other teams and became better. You know why? Because we had a fucked up coaching staff, a fucked up defensive coordinator. I forgot who he was, whatever he was. That didn't groom, train him, and get him better. And then they just like, okay, well, this ain't gonna work. Go somewhere else. And what do they do? Autry, like you said, all these guys.
Sorry, Jeff.
Real quick, timeout. I'm going to go out for a smoke. So you children play nice while I'm going. I'm listening. No.
He has my toy.
Nobody's going to be able to control the chat or whatever. Rebel, if you're still in the chat, I sent you a PM in Instagram. If you want to jump in, I sent you the link. Come on in. But if you come in while I'm not here, it'll be a few minutes before I come back in. But I will be listening. So, Chris, play nice with the others.
No, they take my toy. I want it back.
Can I just address Twuan's
right back
takes and good takes? Look, I agree with you. Look, I'm by no means saying like I'm expecting this guy to start and be an immediate game changer. If he can be that, hey, bullseye, like fantastic, halla friggin' luya. I by no means expect that from this guy. You know what I'm saying? I stand by what I said. I want you to hear me out clearly. What I just want this guy, and what I said is no shade to this guy because I hope he can be good. I'm just saying, like, can we get someone who does something, even as a good rotational guy, as a Raider? Because none, like I stressed before, none of these guys we've drafted in the last 7 years has even been that, and I'm getting sick of it. I'm tired of it.
Yeah,
and I agree.
That's all I'm saying, Twuan. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying like I expect this guy to be all this and all that.
And I agree with you. I think you know that's ultimately our hope in regards to these guys is that whoever they draft, 1 through 7, hopefully they eventually be something. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that 7th rounder might be in the. You know, it depends on how he comes in here. You know, especially with Pete Carroll. You know, saying that. Everything is going to be competition, so you get thrown in here. Who knows what you end up, you know, beating out or you know taking advantage of when you get that opportunity. So I'm with you. Come in here and do something. Be a special teams. You know what I'm saying? A war daddy, like they used to say. Tanner.
Oh no! Don't say that.
Don't say
that.
No, I'm saying that in a positive way. I'm not saying that in a negative way. But you know, come in here and do something. Don't just you didn't even pan out. You know, you just were taking a spot.
Right. That's why I'm so passionate about the defensive tackle. Pick specifically, and again, like this is no shade to this kid. I'm not trying to shade him, but I'm just speaking out loud about our recent history. Like, you know, I agree with any position, anywhere you draft, you want to get that, you want something in return. But like, at least with most other positions where we've drafted, we've at least found guys at that position who's at least been able to achieve that. With defensive tackle specifically, like you guys had to reach for names like Danico Autry and Shelby Harris. How long ago were those guys drafted? Like I said, like more than 7 years ago. In that time frame, we've taken at least what? How many guys have we picked throughout the course of the draft since 2017? We tried to address the interior. None of them even amounted to being a decent rotational guys.
Okay, I'm ask a question. 805, ask you a question. Adam Bullard played at the Patriots 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Is he better now with the Raiders than you with the Patriots? Do you think?
Yes.
Okay, that's the point I want to make right now. Certain players come into the organization, depending on the coaching staff, depending on the guys develop them, makes them better. The time we drafted those D tackles, they didn't have the coaching staff. Other guys that Twuan mentioned. With the other teams, they got better. They wasn't good here because we had a bad coaching staff, bad defensive coordinator, bad everything, defensive line coach. This guy's coming into a good situation. We got a better defensive coach staff, a head coach as a defensive minded coach. We don't know what he's capable of, but I think them picking him for a reason. I think he's going to be better here. You know, than anybody else that was past drafted by Raiders. Like I said, give the guy a chance. I agree with your AR.
I'm giving him a chance. I'm giving him a chance.
I'll give it to you. I hope he's better than guys we drafted before, but guys drafted before when someone else did better. So I hope he's better. I hope he does good. I hope he gets in rotation. We don't know.
Hey, a good rotational guy is a win for me. But that's why I said what I said. We haven't even got that with the guys we addressed.
But
we tried to address that specific position.
What coach said, what we had when we drafted, that's not the point making. Who was the defense coordinator?
Then why have we drafted other defensive players and they were able to succeed under the same coaching staff? I'm just saying.
Who? Name who besides Matt Crosby?
Well, name the position.
No. Name the defensive line that got better besides Matt Crosby that we drafted. Name one, two. Not Matt Crosby.
That's a good point. Max Crosby. Malcolm Kuntz is another one. Malcolm Kuntz, edge rusher. We
don't know yet. You only play half a season, so we got to see you do this year. So
you asked me for a name, and I gave you one.
Well, that's half. Okay, that's 1.5 names you gave me.
Well, I think that's
real quick, guys. Jason, I heard you saying that you wanted CJ West. I think he went 113 to the Niners.
Yeah, he's gone already.
I saw that.
Oh, you did?
No,
I didn't know he got selected until after I went back through and looked at available players.
I was asking the question, Yar. So I'm not against you. I'm with you on that. I agree with you. Your passion, man, kills me. I'm just saying though.
I'll be right back.
None of these defensive linemen with these at all.
See you guys later.
All right.
Okay, Jason.
All right, peace out.
Take care.
Legit, down south. Okay. Yeah, I agree with you here, but hopefully, they these guys.
I hope so. I hope so.
You look at the draft picks; they're thinking about the players that they need, that you want in the building. Okay, so I agree with you. I'm not against you. I'm with you, dude, because your passion, man, kills me. I can feel it here, man, down under. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go outside eat some Vegemite right quick because you got me inspired.
Sorry, Twuan, you wanted to say something?
No, I'm just, I'm with you on the D tackles, but when's the last time we actually fully committed to a D tackle? You know what I'm saying? And when I say fully committed, I'm talking about using a first, second, possibly a third rounder on a D tackle.
Jihad Ward, PJ Hall.
PJ Hall.
Eddie Vander Does.
Yep. Vanadros.
Byron Young. Matthew Butler.
Yep.
Neil Farrell.
Yep.
Nesta Silvera.
Neil Farrell was the third?
No, but he was the seventh. I'm just calling out the names that we've drafted that I can recollect in the last 7 years. You know what I'm saying? And it's to my point. None of those guys proved to be worth a damn. None of them.
Yeah, all I have to do with the regime and the coaching staff who's in the building. Gunther, that's the name, Gunther. Gunther was the defensive coordinator.
Whatever the case may be, whether it's coaching, whether it's the players, I just want one of them, and I hope it's this guy that turns out to be something.
But I'm not against. I love these guys, but I'm not against nobody. I'm against my arguments. So, whatever. Yeah. So what?
Hey guys, I'm gonna go get something to eat too. I'll be back in a couple hours.
Hey, bring back a breakfast burrito, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, my mic was muted. Yeah, man. Pop in anytime. You got the link.
All right, fool.
So.
All right, I'll be back in a little bit.
All right, man.
Frank, look, I'm just passionate about my Raiders. I'm just passionate with my takes. What you see is what you get with me. I don't always get it right, but I shoot from the hip. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and it comes out when I give my takes. So
I've said that before.
I appreciate it.
That's why I love AR, man. I love passionate fans like him. You appreciate that. He's not wishy-washy. He's direct and to the point. Him and Ben. Him and Raider Ben are my two favorites when it comes to just the passion of the team and just get fired up. I just love that.
I love AR.
Even though it feels like he's yelling at you at the moment, but he's not yelling at you. He's kind of like yelling to the nation, like, "Hey, listen to me."
Look,
I'm not. I know that you don't have to explain yourself, Chris. Like it's
no. He just says that Chris.
I am not shouting at anyone. I'm just conveying my message passionately. That's all.
Hey, I just got to put this up right here real quick. I don't know if you saw this. What is Afakasi thinking when that Aussie that won the Global Fan taking his spot on the stage today?
Well, good for him. I mean, he's at least he's another Raider fan from where I'm from that's repping the colors. So salute to him. Yeah.
Hey, he represented your country well. I mean, he was out there, he's well spoken. He made, you know what I mean? Good for him. That's awesome.
Yeah, that I mean.
What's up, Ducky?
Hey, it is factual though. You know what I'm saying? It is factual. Hey, well, Afakasi, I'm gonna ask you guys what you guys think about that wide receiver. Me and Angela, we were running wide receivers yesterday, and I told him that was one of the guys that I actually really liked.
Which one, Dante Thornton or Jack Besh?
Thornton today.
Thornton. Look, I don't know too much about him other than what like I'm seeing and the few highlights that I just saw. But what I did see, my guy, shout out to Raider Critique, just messaged me about him. Shared a post about like that the guy is he's 6'5", 205 pounds, a 4.3 second 40-yard dash, and a guy who could play from what I see from on the outside or on the inside, and an Al Davis kind of throwback pick. So that's something that I can appreciate, and that we pulled that trigger in round 4. So I'm with it. Like if hopefully he can contribute just like the rest of these guys, and hopefully either him or Besh can solidify right from the rip like that other outside position, which is wide open competition at the moment outside of Jacoby Myers. So hopefully one of these guys fills the void and does well for hopefully many years to come. So
what's up, BL?
Yeah. I think he would be able to do a lot of stuff for us. I think, obviously the speed's there, but he's also 6'5", right? We needed a lot of us were talking about we needed a bigger framed, you know what I'm saying, wide receiver. Here it is.
He's big and he's fast. I like that.
Yeah, and to your point too, Twuan, real quick, his ceiling is literally DK Metcalf. Like that's the ceiling. So,
which I'm fine with that.
Like my comps, I guess maybe it could be that with this
What's
guy
up, Billy Davis?
with Thornton, but also with Jack Besh. Like the common analogy I hear about him is that his comp is like you remember he was that Raider. He used to be on our roster. He was a Green Bay Packer. Jordy Nelson. That's it. So a lot of people see Jordy Nelson in him. But I'm not calling nobody no DK Metcalf 2.0s, no Jordy Nelson 2.0s. Like these guys have to prove it and be their own good players who can contribute in their own right. So, that's how I feel about that.
No, that's great. And by the way, just real quick to the chat. Thanks, by the way, to all the chat. Please keep putting your comments down. We are reading them, and then to go ahead and press the like buttons. But the trade with the Vikings and the Seahawks was the Seahawks are getting the number 142 in the 5th round, and the Vikings are now getting Sam Howell to back up JJ McCarthy and pick number 172 in the 5th round. So that was the trade.
That works because when I saw that quarterback room, I was like, dude, what are they doing up there? They got like, you know what I'm saying? It kind of looked crazy in there. They got too many quarterbacks, so they got rid of one of them. Because they brought in Milroe, so it's like, okay, well.
What's up, Detroit guy? What's going on, man? Welcome to the show. Again, thank you everybody that's in the chat. We appreciate you all being here today. We did have almost a full house. We can hold up to 10 people on camera. We were up at one point to 8 people, actually 9, I think. So we were almost there. We almost filled it up with
large panels has its pros and cons, because sometimes when you get large panels, like there's so many people trying to get in their takes and pieces that like a lot of us get kind of lost in the shuffle or speak over the top of each other. So there are pros and cons to having a large panel.
I find this right here with anywhere from 6 is manageable. Like this is good right here at 6. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Anybody that's been given the link to come in, I don't care. Again,
no, I agree with you, Jerry. I agree.
Captain Jack, hopefully at some point, I sent him the link last night once I made the studio, because we talked when he was on the show with us last night. He may pop in at some point today. Let's see.
Yeah, I'd love to see us get back into the 5th. Because right now
What's your boys?
We have nothing.
Casey, what are you doing?
What's your boys Severe in that doing? 85 years, you're kicking it with them right for the draft, right?
Yeah. I want to take this opportunity to kind of jump on with some of the other guys in the space, and so they were messaging me, and we might go on for like the 7th round, kind of later, but like I was gonna jump on here, and I know Rundown and Jay are doing something, so I was gonna possibly pop over there, but it looks like they got kind of a full house, so they're good. I was actually with Lunatic yesterday here in the Vegas area. We were watching round 2 yesterday together with Raider Twuan Chris and Leo.
Yeah, I was with him day one.
I
was on with Lunatic on day one.
Can I ask a question afterwards as well? As any of you got, I think you said you've been to the draft live in person, Jeff. But am I mistaken in that? Jeff,
say that again. I'm sorry.
Have you been to the draft venue and caught the draft live, being that they used to hold it in New York all the time?
No, I always wanted. A real good friend of mine went, a Patriots fan, but he was on the fire department with me. He went for quite a few years. Back when it was only kind of like on ESPN only, and it was at Madison Square Garden. But he had gone quite a few times. He goes, it's definitely an experience.
Has anyone else? Go ahead, sorry, my bad.
Definitely not like this. It's not like this now, where it's like massive crowds. Before it was only however many people can get in the auditorium.
I went to the one that was in Vegas here. 2 years ago now?
Okay.
So I went to the one in Vegas.
You would have gone to that one, yeah.
Was that was 2021? Was it
2022? I believe.
Was that when we didn't have a first rounder or a second rounder?
Correct. That was the year that
2022. Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
got Devontae and
the COVID year was when it was supposed to be in Vegas, but they moved it.
They moved it. Yeah.
That
was the year. AR. I don't know if you remember. That was the year that a certain somebody, I think his name was Zamir White, might have been. I think that's the year we picked him. That was my opportunity.
Don't try and grade me. Don't even try it. Don't even try it.
Okay, Zero White name and any kind of channel with AR, because that just fires him up.
Don't say his name, otherwise Angry Alphakazi's going to appear. So
you set it up. I had to say.
You always do that in the chat feeds, but you're not going to do it this time. I'm happy it's draft day. So
that's the one. Zamir White. You talking about the GOAT? Zamir White, the one we drafted.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's gonna have a yellow. He's gonna have a yellow jacket when he's done.
That's right.
Just real quick. Cleveland made a trade. They jumped ahead of Philly. They're on the clock now. Their pick is in. So there's a lot of talk about who might possibly be going right now. They're talking about an NFL Network. So they're going to be coming up to the podium in a second. I'm curious to see what this is going to be for them. For them to move back up like this.
Shador.
No, they already got a quarterback.
Yeah, because they got the Dylan Gabriel.
I'll just throw that out there. It's just stupid, but
I know there's a big run of linebackers right now. I'm so surprised you didn't pick one, but it's too late now. Yeah,
you guys still talking about the Chargers community? What? All 6 of you fans get together and come into this chat? That's
it's
cool.
seven. It's seven fans. It's 7 fans. My neighbors.
Sorry, 7 fans.
Piano man, who you calling a bitch? Who are you calling a bitch?
Oh.
Go on, tap the link, and I dare you to come and say that. I dare you.
Ooh, that's right.
There you motherfucker.
Come on in.
There he goes.
Really?
Wow.
Shador Sanders is off the board.
Oh, they got him.
he went to the one place that they were just talking shit about between Shador and his dad.
Yeah.
Dion saying he'll never go to Cleveland. That's the one place I won't allow him to go to.
And he went
at
there.
this point,
and he goes
take
there.
what you can get, right?
Wow.
So he made it all the way to the 5th round from potential at one point the number 1 pick. They were talking about him being the first pick in this draft. He dropped all the way to the 5th round.
5th round.
Holy shit.
Well, we're not getting him.
Yeah. He's not a Raider, don't care.
Yeah,
All the rest of him, whatever.
And good luck. Then Cleveland.
I'm watching Rundown channel right now to see their reaction.
Bob Rundown probably pissed off. Miro's gone and Shedeur Sanders gone. He's probably pissed off right now.
I feel bad for Shedeur on this situation.
I do.
I do, but I don't.
I and the reason why I do is because Cleveland is the graveyard for quarterbacks, and I hope he can rise out of, you know what I'm saying, rise out of the valley of dry bones over there in regards to their quarterback room.
If he ain't a Raider, I don't care.
Cleveland probably
his channel
I
right
said
now.
yesterday that Cleveland would probably be destination for Shedeur Sanders. I thought they would pick him before they picked Dylan Gabriel. But I say he probably would have been Cleveland or in Pittsburgh. One of those two teams will pick him. But look, it's Cleveland Browns. So good luck. He's not going to be in Vegas.
That's right. They do have Dylan Gabriel over there too, huh?
They do.
What's up, Sherman? What's up, Sherman?
They got 5 quarterbacks now.
Hey, what they could do is just get rid of the old guys and just let these young guys go ahead and do it.
You know what? I don't give a fuck what Cleveland does with their quarterbacks. I'm worried about our quarterbacks.
The only thing
they can do what they want.
The only thing I can see is potentially you got trade.
Piano Man, you can keep being a bitch.
Nah, relax. Trolls. What was that? 805?
I could see the Browns getting Shedeur playing a couple preseason games, looking pretty good, and then trade him away.
Trade piece.
You think so?
I could see that happening.
So that's a good point.
Trade
that way they won't lose their.
Yeah, it's 5 minutes too late, hon.
They get draft capital again for him, and then maybe they have to pay him because the 5th round he won't get no money, nothing.
Or you could do, or you could do with Dylan Gabriel. But now that they have so many quarterbacks in that room, I could see them potentially try to maneuver a little bit and trade one of those guys away if they show some stuff in preseason.
Well, they got Flacco. They got Flacco. They can cut him. They won't lose the money with Flacco.
Hits boy. I don't know where you were the last 30 minutes or so, but that was the discussion was talking about the defensive tackle and talking about.
You're talking like you're underwater. I didn't hear a word of that.
You can't hear that.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you better. Yeah, the clarity just left for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You're sitting too far back in your chair.
Clarity left from up here a long time ago.
Hey, you sounded like you're teaching on the peanuts.
Yeah.
The point of fight, they got Flacco on their team. They can cut him. Watson's contract is so big they can't do that. They'll lose money. So they can cut Flacco and.
I don't think you cut Flacco though. Like I don't think there's any way you cut Flacco and you're going to rely on 2 rookie quarterbacks to compete and try to beat this thing out. I think
you need Flacco there for the veteran leadership too. I mean,
yeah, but they got one more there. I forgot who. I don't know who it is. They
got what's his face that popped his ACL 20 times.
Pickett.
Yeah, they got Kenny Pickett. Oh, do they have Kenny Pickett?
I think they do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Right?
Well, they can cut one of.
They do have Kenny Pickett. So you know what? Christopher Raiders, man, you might be right. Because if they got Kenny Pickett over there, maybe they do cut Flacco. I'd probably cut Kenny Pickett before Flacco, but they could.
Yeah, me too.
Cut Flacco.
Look, I say,
Deshaun Watson's not
they can't cut Watson though because that contract is so goddamn ridiculous. They can't cut him; they'll lose like a bunch of cap space. So they got to keep him for another year. One more year, I think. Got to keep him.
Yeah, I think and you're talking about trading Shedeur. I think that might be the option because really look at it. You have him play preseason. He's getting a lot of buzz. Someone wants to trade for him. What do you think the Cleveland Browns are going to want from him? They're going to want more than a 5th.
Yeah.
So
if he balls, you could get a third. If there was other teams that thought they were very high on him,
mm-hmm. So you just moved up the draft silently just for having him hold the spot during the preseason.
Well, Cleveland right now is a testing ground for Shedeur. Okay, can you handle? Can you play well? Can you stop the media circus? It's a testing ground for you. So let's see what you got. If you're good, we might keep you. If not, if you're good, we can get something for you. So it's a testing ground.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's testing there than here in Vegas.
That's kind of where my mind goes when I see something like that happen, when a player of his caliber falls so badly, and then it doesn't even look like the Browns need really a quarterback at this point because of what that quarterback room looks like. Who knows? They could value Shedeur very high. I don't know, but when you pick a Dylan Gabriel, then a Shedeur Sanders, you still got Pickett, you got Flacco, you got Deshaun Watson. I just kind of get vibes of there's probably more to it, and maybe they are going to potentially try to work the market a little bit if he does perform in the preseason. So we'll see.
Well, he's still in a pick that if everything like this falls apart, they can buy. They can get rid of him. I mean, it's not like a second round pick or a third, second, fourth round pick where they get him, they cut him. You look stupid. You're a fifth round pick. So if you don't perform right, or if it's too much distraction, we can just waive you and don't take a hit. So it's good for them.
Yeah, I mean,
Dion paid the Browns to take him, son. Probably, never know.
It's really sad though, is you have a player that just all the hype in the offseason, in these last couple rounds, they don't even show him. He's not even up on the screen. And then when he does get picked, there's nothing. Not showing him. It's pretty brutal how far this kid dropped. And
yeah, it is. Yeah, that's
young kid. Whatever your opinion is on him, and Jeff, I'm not high on him at all, but still a young kid. It's just tough to see him drop like that based on things that are possibly out of his control. I did hear that a lot of people did not like the way he interviewed, that he came off just arrogant and stuff like that. And so,
what's up, Nick?
We talked about this last night, and I brought it up that, there's a difference between having confidence in yourself when you're in an interview and being conceited, and having an attitude. You can walk into a room and say, I'm the best quarterback you're going to draft. That's awesome. You believe in yourself. I appreciate that. Just like Raider fans, we always think that the Raiders are going to win the Super Bowl. We think we're going to finish undefeated. You have to have that hope and that dream that you're that good. You have to have that confidence in your team. You as yourself, you have to have confidence in yourself that you're going to come in and be the player that everybody thinks you're going to be. You can't walk in and go, yeah, I'm a good quarterback, and just leave it at that and just answer questions and walk out the door. You're never going to get looked at again. But when you come in with certain oozing conceitedness, or just the arrogance, and that's the rumor that's out there. I'm not saying that's what it was. I'm just repeating what's been out there put out there by other media personalities. That's the rumor going around. Whether it's true or not, who knows? But you can't be like that, because it's not a good look, And this is a perfect example of it, why he fell so far too. And we got another guest coming in. We got Coach Gravy in the house.
What's going on?
Hey,
Gravy.
Over here. Angel's not even there.
Jeff, to your comment, I agree with that, but and it's not just with this specific player, but I'm just tired of people having reports that say so and so is this, and they're not putting their name behind it. You know what I'm saying? And we can talk about Shedeur, right? They talked about him being brash, or that word was thrown out there that he was being brash in reports, but the person that said that was a John Doe. So I hate that people can say stuff and not put their face or name to it.
Well, that's the media for you. They're gonna put those hit jobs out there to make them look good. They say something that they don't know nothing about. So they say, well, Shedeur's over cocky. He probably was. He was conceited. Probably was. We don't know. We weren't there in the interviews. They're gonna say that to get their station up, their channels, whatever. they're gonna say all that things that's not necessarily true. We don't know the kid. I never met him personally. Nobody in the chat, I don't think, met him personally. We don't know what he's like. We don't know what we hear say and what his dad said because he's always in the media. So he might have been that, but like 805 said, I heard the same thing. That in interviews where he was sitting there saying like, yeah. He might have did that. We don't know. But the point is that it got out. Everybody knows about it. That's why he probably one of the many reasons he probably went so low. Nobody want to take a chance on that.
Hey, Gravy. How are you?
How you doing, bro? You guys got me? I had to switch over to my war room for the internet. How you guys doing, man? Good to see you guys. Long night.
Hey, what do you think of the draft so far, Gravy?
Let me say this first. Very powerful, very powerful last night. MarTwuan and Angelo, man, very powerful last night. I felt real great when I woke up this morning. But you guys don't know about that. But it was a real powerful after backstage meeting we had. I loved it, Twan. It meant a lot to me. And after the fact too, it was a wonderful thing, bro. Angelo, much love, man. Made me feel real good this morning when I woke up. Anyways, great to see you people, man. I love everything. But go ahead with the question, AR. What you got, bro? What you got for me? Let's go.
Yeah, salute for you, man. I was just asking how you felt about like the draft so far for us.
Hey, draft.
What's up, Lakeshore Raider? Welcome.
So a little bit, I agree with all of you. This priority was the linebacker for me.
Sorry, Gravy, you broke up. What did you say?
Linebacker is a priority for me in the beginning. Have you been hearing the shows that I got? The way I am, AR, you know, I'm pertaining for the draft that's been ongoing since Janty. Everybody knew I was a Janty guy. There's no question or debating me about that. That the guys we got now, I'm not the way I roll with football is I'm not a big type 6'4", 6 something receiver. I love quickness. I love the dude is straight up got to get up, man. 4'3", you can't stop that. But bigger, that's cool. 50-50 balls is not really in my offense, and the offenses that I like. But I know it's in the pro level. But it's good to have big guys like that. But we're gonna go into here thinking that this big guy is gonna be a RZ or our outside guy right off the bat. I don't think that's gonna happen. And I see him more as a developmental guy. Good pick. But I don't see
what about
that.
Besh?
What
about Besh?
I love the A+ grade on the 2 offensive linemen that we got. I love the big physical battling ram Porter that we got. And I like Besh. Well, the Besh is a guy that I don't mind what I like to do having Jacoby Myers and a Besh together is more potent than me than a one strike, you might get it or not type deal. You know, you get Besh and Jacoby, dudes that if you look at this guy's bio, and I said it, you know, with Twan and Angelo and Jeff heard it too. This guy's bio is that everything you see about him is that he takes balls away from people. He's strong. You're not going to do that. So that's like a 50-50 guy to me. What's wrong with the guy that's 6'1", that could do the same things that a 6'5" guy could do, but do it in a shorter route, and then get more after that, after the play. Because usually a 50-50 ball, you either score a touchdown or you're going to go out of bounds. One or the other, if that's what you mean on a 50-50 ball. But the way I see it is that this, and then this guy they're saying that elite, masterful. The words like that are being brought about this receiver that we got in the second round, that you can't tackle the guy. You can't tackle the guy, and after the fact, you got 2 guys right off the bat, first and second pick that are known, and as scouts, the professional scouts that have this, and I know 805 will agree with me that's the most important thing is to catch the ball and then do something with it. You got to do something with it, and then I see more first downs. I see more production in the red zone, and that's what we need to do. We just don't need to be going from the 30 to the 40, going from the 30 to the 50. We need to get in that red zone, and we need to score. And then that, again, was our problem for the last 5 years that we couldn't do, even when we had Derek Carr. We weren't good in the red zone. We were bottom of the league in the red zone.
You make a good point, Gravy. That's what I'm a bit. He breaks tackles. I watched highlights after they trapped him. The dude doesn't run out of bounds after he gets the ball. He runs in you. He runs at you. He runs through you. He's trying to fight end zone.
Violence is in this guy's bio, man. Violence is in Janty's bio. Violence is in this guy Besh's his bio. He runs with violence, and you ain't gonna get him down. He has a want to, and that's the type of player that I respect and I like. And so, bigger, there's little dudes that could do the same thing a big guy could do, and I'm just used to that.
They highlight toughness with Besh. So, to your point, Gravy, you were saying like how pretty much you were alluding that the offense has been a problem and trying to get down the field as well as score. I mean, that's what you're trying to do. That's the aim of the game, right? So do you think that we've made adequate moves to be able to get closer to that, or are you still not quite sold on this draft?
I think what we're doing now, and it might take a little bit more time or a couple more dudes, maybe a free agency or whatever. If I see Chip Kelly, what he does. Now we really know what he does, and people might do it. And I heard the conversation you guys had, and I'm glad that you all think about this. I'm glad 805 says it, and I'm glad that Jeff also realizes this, is that we were as content creators or people that are not in the know, we're saying, oh, it's going to be easy to get these Ohio State guys with Chip Kelly and bring them onto the Raiders, and they're going to get it real quick, and get Howard, and he knows the system and all this. It's different. Like 805 said, it's very different. That college shit that Chip Kelly had, it's out the door. It's out the door.
Yeah.
It's very more complicated. It's very it's gonna be different. It's gonna be the terminology might be the same. The terminology might be the same, and that's an upper hand that they might have. And it's good to get guys like that, but it's gonna be drastically different. So we can't say that. And then I'm glad you got in that conversation. But what we're doing, or what it looks like we're doing, especially with the offensive linemen, and I'll cut it real quick, AR. And these offensive linemen, look how much they weigh. You know, we ain't getting no 330, 340 pound guys, monsters. We're getting these guys are 311 pounds, 300 pounds, 315 pound guys, long, lean, that can move and run this. Finally, we're gonna see the zone. You know, if it's a zone read offense or it's an RPO offense, because there's a difference between that. And then we're going to see exactly how that is run with the proper people. They're getting the people to run this offense. And then that's what I see us doing with the receivers, with the offensive linemen that are going to blend in. And then the thing about the offensive linemen is that they could transition. Both these offensive linemen, one of them has said he's a good offensive tackle in college, and he could transition. He's going to be a better guard in the long run in the NFL. So I see that transition happening over to Chip Kelly. They're doing it right. They're doing it right. Picking guys high like that.
Those guys, the guys they picked, they both play guard and tackle, so they know both positions.
Yes, the transition is there. Yeah, and the real light. You're looking at the light guys. The only thing that I question is that defensive lineman that we just got. He's light.
I was going to ask you that. Tonka Hemingway.
I don't like my big boys like that, especially if you're a tackle. I don't like that.
So you're not quite sold on that pick. I don't know if you heard my rant before that I was quite passionate about. Like, I just hope that this guy is better than every single one of these interior guys that we've drafted in the last 7 years. None of them have amounted to being worth a damn as Raiders specifically. So do you think this guy gives us a chance to finally get someone who's at very least a decent, solid player that can be a rotational
pick in the fourth round? He's a fourth round pick. To me, it's 1, 2, 3, first, second, third rounds. You got to make an impact. I'm stubborn on that, bro. I'm stubborn on that. And the pro level is that I got friends that are at them levels, and I have a friend that got picked in the third round, and he told me you got to make dudes that get picked in the third round. He went to a coach like, you have to play. If you get picked in the third round, you have to make it into the lineup and give some production. You have to be productive. I agreed with you, AR, with the conversation that you were having, that we didn't get no production for the last 7 years of any of the defensive tackles that we got. Nada. Even if it's the seventh round, nothing, no production. I agree with you on that.
Nada.
I don't care if you're a fourth round pick or nothing. Even our first round pick, It was a defensive end. Now we got to make him a tackle, and we've got production in both ways. So that's even worse. That's even worse. A top 10 pick that ain't doing shit. And to me, Tyree Wilson got drafted as a defensive end. He wasn't good at that, so they dummied him down and made him a defensive tackle, and he still ain't good at that. So that's bad. That's bad. That's worse than not getting production for a fourth round.
A rotational guy in the top 10 is unacceptable.
It's unacceptable. And then we would have got a defensive tackle in the second round. I expect you to play. I expect you to push the defense. I expect you to push Wilkins and get your ass in there and to push him to get in that game. Be in a rotation of Adam Butler. And if you're a second round pick, oh, yeah, no development. Third round pick ain't no. You get better. You know, that's not developing. Developing and getting better is two different things, bro. You know, they expect you to make an impact. They all just sit and wait. In a year or two, you're gonna come up and you're gonna be the next coming. But we picked you in the third round. Bullshit, man. That's not the way. That's not the way I am. I don't get picked. You get picked in the first, second, third round. The chance is there, and I'm gonna give you the opportunity to do it. But if you blow it, kick rocks, bro. We'll get another guy that wants it.
Byron Young.
Yeah, Byron Young. All those guys, bro. All those guys. But wasted. I'm not saying money. You know, the opportunity to play, take advantage of your opportunity. But there's what we see is games. We see games being played, but the practice, that's your opportunity to beat these guys, to jump over people. The way you practice, nobody could take that away from you. So practice hard, get over the top, do it. So obviously these guys couldn't cut it out. The guys in the past. But I hope this guy, he's lighting the ass and maybe he's just a tough son of a bitch. And sometimes you get one of those. The opportunity, I can't talk bad about him, but light guys, I'm not really with. Unless, you know, Chip Kelly's kind of like what I like to do. So then I like those light, quick, the good footwork type linemen that can move. So, but if my big boys in defense, you got to stop the run, bro. You get a 340-pound tackle against this 285-pound man. We know who's going to win. We know who's going to win.
Yeah, Gravy, real quick, I'll add to just the offensive line talk. What I do really like about the guys that we picked is they're versatile, right? They can play offensive tackle, they can play guard, they understand both positions. I kind of said this when I jumped on real quick with the live and Jeff was on. When an offensive lineman understands both positions, guard and tackle, they've played it. Depending on where they're plugged in at, they understand what the guy next to them is supposed to do, whether it's a power run scheme, whether it's a zone run scheme. They understand it. And I've always coined it. I've always coined this term with my offensive line is you're only as good as your weakest link. You're only as good as your weakest link, right? All it takes is for one offensive lineman to miss their block, and now that interior defensive tackle is potentially making a play in the backfield. And so I like to see offensive linemen that have played multiple positions on that offensive line so that they know what the guy next to them is supposed to do, what their assignment is, and allows them to communicate much better and much easier moving forward. And the more and more I watch, I wasn't sure about the first lineman that we got, but obviously that the tackle, the big boy, Charles Grant. I've done a lot of research on him. I think he's a little bit of a project. I think he can come in and definitely compete without question. But with both of those guys, they've played multiple positions on that offensive line. I think that's going to help them at the next level and truly compete and battle with some of the guys that are currently already on this roster. So, but what I do love about what SpyTech is doing is that every move is a complement to each other. We got Genty, and they complemented Genty with adding to this offensive line. We got Jack Besh, but we also got a tall, deep threat receiver that also adds another element to this offense. They're doing a really good job of complementing the picks that they grabbed previously, and so I do think they're working pretty methodical through this draft, and it's good to see. I don't think we've seen this in the past.
Good takes there, Edify.
But I definitely like the way that they're navigating this draft as it stands right now. So I'm excited for it.
I like your takes. The only thing I can like disagree with what you said is I don't believe in that notion that your offensive line is only as strong as your weakest links. And hear me out. Like, this is just how I feel. Like, do you remember 2016? Remember we had a stellar offensive line?
Yeah.
Every position on that line we had studs bar the right tackle. Yet we still were able to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a case in point like that. Why I don't believe, like, you know, if you've got strong players at every other position, if one guy is weak, doesn't make the whole line weak.
It doesn't make the whole line weak. I'm with you. It doesn't make the whole line weak, but the problem is that, and the concern that I have, it's like Dylan Parham last year when he came in multiple times. He's the one that basically fell off on a play, and next thing you know, defensive line's getting penetration, and now it's a tackle in the backfield. Cody Whitehair, as soon as he got the start, I was pissed off. He was without question the weakest link. You know, we saw how bad Andre James was playing.
Pete.
But I agree with you. It's not that it's always going to all of a sudden make the line shit, but at the same time, it is difficult because with the offensive line, it does just take one player to miss their block, and now that interior defensive lineman or that defender can get in that backfield, influence the ball carrier inside the backfield, or potentially make the play. So I guess it's more about just shoring up the pieces as a whole, because unfortunately, it does just take one missed block. Unfortunately, it doesn't make the whole line back.
We'll watch it again. Watch it again or late in the game. I was telling Jeff, I was watching because he hates Parham. I know he does. And while JPJ was playing center, I noticed that center controls the line of scrimmage. I noticed that JPJ was more watching Parham side than watching the left side, because he was trying to help Parham out, get those blocks against like the Chris Jones of the world. So if you got a guy that can contain his side and then that side, JPJ job be a lot easier. We can watch that nose tackle or that guy come from the middle. He had to watch Parham's side. I was like, looking at him, he's like always peeking over there. You can't do that. So maybe they on that right side.
I think that happened more outside. When Parham played his best is when he was right next to Colton Miller. That's when he played his best. And that was the year before. And that was when Parham was, I think, second year or something like that. And he played way better.
He was on his own. He goes, anyone against adding another running back with one of our 6th round spots?
Big
nope. You know what? Let's get it. Please.
I'm happy with Mostart. I'm happy with Mostart and Gentry and what we have in between those guys.
I want a big
one of those guys. One of those 4-5 guys that didn't do shit. I'll take one of them. The best one.
I'll take big back in place of room. Get a big back in there.
Caleb Mullings from Michigan is who I want.
Big back ain't gonna do nothing for you. You got bangers there, Chris. You don't need a big back. That's typical.
Look,
what do you want him to line up at fullback?
I understand that.
Game now, bro.
I understand that.
Fullback is not the game.
Okay, I understand that. I understand. The run back room, get rid of all the motherfuckers. We got 2. Just get a big back in there and call it 3. Now I'm good with that. Because the guys in the room, the other guys in the room can go walk, kick rocks. Get a big back in there, get rid of everybody. Because that's what they're doing right now. I didn't put a list up on the people, Pete Carroll and everybody cut. They cut 6 players yesterday. They might cut some more. Get back in there, replace that Zamir White, replace I don't say Lobby, but replace the rest of us. McCormick, I can think of the name. Replace those guys. Get back in there. You got your 2 good backs. You got Mozart. You got Genty. Those are 5'9", 5'10", 5'11" guys. Good. Get a big bag just to have that punch. Pete Carroll likes lightning and thunder. Although we got lightning and thunder in one guy, but you don't want to run.
Where was his lightning and thunder in Seattle? His lightning and thunder was Marshawn Lynch. His lightning and thunder was Marshawn Lynch.
I know, but you got that one guy. You got that one guy. I don't want him. I don't want Genty getting there and run for 1 year, 1.5 and get hurt and he's out for a while. I don't want that. I want them to rotate guys in. Give him back. On short downs. Yeah, Genty probably can get it. But why sacrifice him for that? He's the guy, the big run threat. Put a big back in there.
You weren't upset when Josh Jacobs got 385 carries and got 1,600 yards, and no one else helped him out.
Oh, I'm fine with that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
Genty could do that. You know, I understand your logic, bro. I understand your logic, but that ain't football no more. There ain't no lightning and thunder. Some teams do that. They have 2 good running backs. Detroit does. Okay. But
Kansas City's back on the clock.
Can I get in there after you, Gravy?
Slow him down and say, okay,
we're
lightning.
Watch out the running back
room. When you got a guy that could do that, and one guy.
No problem. I'll say watch out the running back room. Get rid of all those fuckers.
That's what I said.
Get
rid of all of them.
Get most guys. Get rid of all of them. Get a big back in and have a big back in there. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Can I get in there real quick after you, guys?
Yeah, go ahead. AI's got the floor.
Look, you both make good takes on the situation. Like I agree to a point with both of you. I'm happy with Genty being the lead back and taking the majority of carries. Absolutely. Raheem Mostert, like we'll see what he can do, if he can be that solid veteran presence that Amir Abdullah left behind. But in terms of like getting another one, I'm all for it. Like I would like to see us bring in another guy just as that, depth guy or coming in rotation, because I would like to see if we do draft another guy, because if this is as they say, the deepest running back class for a while, like if we can find another guy in the 6th round to compete with the likes of Sincere McCormick, to compete with the likes of Dylan Lorby, and may the best man win and be that 3rd running back that stays on our roster. Like I personally don't want, like if Zamir White gets his chance to stay on the roster and compete in preseason, then so be it. But like all these cats that we had last season are on notice, and I'm not going to cry spilt milk over any of them.
Yeah.
If none of them make it, if none of them go to the practice squad, whatever. But I personally, I'm all for getting another running back just to bring in competition as that depth guy. But look, we got Genty. He's definitely going to be our starter, and hopefully that stud that he's projected to be for years to come.
Yeah, I'm with that. I was saying though, bring another back in competition. I'm not saying bringing another back to be the number 1. We already know the number 1's going to be. He's going to get the majority of the carries. You got most of it. He's going to probably be a 3rd down back or like a red zone back. Great, we got those. I'm just saying, why sacrifice Genty on a short down on 3rd and 1? Why put him in there for? Put a big back in there and let bang in there like, okay, get it. Why put him?
Why did we pick him in the 1st round to do that? Exactly to do that.
No.
I agree with that, Gravy.
We can't pick a guy number 1 and say, "Oh, we picked a guy in the 6th round," and they all go in there, man. You could do the same thing. No way.
I agree with that too. Why?
No disrespect.
I agree with that. He's all that. Wait. Make my point. He's all that. No. Time out.
You need
all that.
What you need to do.
Yeah, he can do that. I'm not saying
there is no more Tyrone Whitley and Charlie Garner fucking football no more. It's done with Chris. It's done, bro. Phil Davis is dead. Okay. That era needs to stop because it hasn't fucking worked in 27 years, bro. Okay.
Right. Time out to you.
Out of that, bro.
Time out to you.
Revitalize yourself with football.
Time out, Gravy. Time out. One thing I'm concerned with, Genty, great pick. Great running. He can do all that. What I'm worried about is that Genty was used so much at Boise State. I don't want to see him get used too much to get hurt and be out for a fucking season. That's my concern.
He's not.
And on 3rd down 1, okay, we got Genty. Yes. But the thing is that 3rd and 1, we got another big back here that can get that 1st down. Why sacrifice him? That's what I'm scared of.
805 is the coach, right? 805 is the coach.
Wait, no, time out.
High recruit.
I'm scared of.
High recruit. You got a high recruit, 805. Okay, you got a high recruit, 805, and he's the best player on your freaking football team. 3rd and 1, and you got the best running back on the squad. Are you going to deprive him of that situation and put somebody else in to do that? Because he got the ball 30 times in a game, and it's a 4th quarter with 3 minutes left or whatever the situation is.
Oh, my God.
So I look at the running back position. We just took Genty, right? I expect Genty to do everything for us. Right. But whether it be 4th and 1, whether it be 3rd and 1, I expect him to be able to produce in every down situations. Right. But my thing is I would not mind adding a bigger running back. Angelo, I think you mentioned his name, Khalil Mullins. Would not mind adding
understand that, and I agree with Chris with that. But the things you say, the things you're saying is thunder and lightning. Like this guy's gonna start, and he's Tyrone Wheatley, and this guy's
no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
you don't take out your best.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that.
Chris, I love you, Chris. And what you just said, when it's 3rd and 1, we could take Mr. Genty out the game and put somebody that we don't even know who the fuck his name is right now to go in there and get a first down for you. When we invested in that guy just for that, not be in the game. That's what you just said. I said
situation. Yeah, okay. He had 40. He had 30 attempts in the game. Okay, the game like 31. Okay,
that's why we picked him. That's why we picked him.
Get in there. Okay, we'll win. We'll win 31-7. All right, 31. All right, get in there. You have 30 attempts.
Okay, now you're talking a different situation.
I'm not saying he's going to start. I'm not saying he's going to take the place of Genty. I'm not saying that. I'm saying on
that's the time when you do that.
Down. You know what this is like? This is like being at a family dinner during the holidays and somebody brings up politics, watching the family go at it.
This is good. This is good. I love it. Keep going.
Why sacrifice?
You can't say stuff like that, bro. I'm sorry. I don't want to mess it up. I love it.
Why is 150 yards? Why put him on 3rd and 1? Well, you know what? Take a break. We got a big back that can get that first down. We got a big back that can get the first down. Well, just sit down for a minute.
If it's 37-7, like you said, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
37-7, yes.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, but you can't.
The third lighting thing, I was saying because of the past week goes off.
37-7, then take Aston Jeffy shouldn't be playing. He shouldn't be in that situation at 3rd and 1. You know. But if the game is on the line, that's what he's there for, bro. That's what he's there for.
I agree with
hold
that.
back on that dude. I don't give a fuck if he gets 385 touches. I don't want to hold him back.
Agree. I want to be back.
Run his ass. Run his ass. That's what he's a running back. I
want to be back in there to have a big back in there. Okay, I want back to have a big back in there because, like I said, I want to wash out. Like I said, my philosophy is take a stink bomb, throw it in the run back room, everybody clear out, lock the doors behind these motherfuckers. I want a completely fresh. We got 2 guys. I want a completely fresh run back room. We got a big back. I mean, the Genty. Great
big back.
We got Mozart. I think it'll be our 3rd down back.
Is Porter.
And we've got the next coming of Marcel Reese at fullback.
Wait. I want to get back to have a big back.
You want to put a fullback back in there, bro. The only team in the NFL with a fucking fullback. That's what
we got the next coming of Marcel Reese with Zamir White, according to some. Come on, gang.
Fuck that shit.
Marcel Reese was a good tight end too.
Zamir White, Zamir White, 3rd down 1, gives the first down. Yeah, gives first down. Yeah, he gets knocked back 2 yards. Yeah.
And when was that? Chris? Back in 1990 what?
What?
So you were 30 years old back there, bro. You were 30 years old back there.
I didn't hear your question. What's the question? What was the question?
805.
Our slot cornerback is the guy we drafted, bro. That's what it is. The guy we drafted. That's our slot cornerback.
805. You want to say something? I see you pointing.
So I'm just going to add, when it comes to running back, and this is just my take on running backs, even though we picked Genty at number 6, I would like to have, and maybe it is Mostert, maybe that's what their plan is, and it's perfectly fine, but I definitely want to have a running back that we can rely on for maybe maybe around 8 carries a game, because in this day and age with the running backs, running backs have to have just either one, that ability to kind of get that breather on the sideline. So you get a guy in that can take about 8 carries or so a game, which is perfectly fine. But then also, it's taken into consideration, 80% of running backs get injured. That's the hard part. Yeah. And so it's trying to have that backup. And Raheem Mostert's a good example of it. He's got his injury history. If we can get another running back in there or on this roster that we can slot in just in case of an injury or just in case they get banged up and all of a sudden Genty misses a game, maybe 2 or what have you, because injuries to the running back room it's just the reality in this day and age. And so I wouldn't mind picking up another guy in the later rounds, knowing that we could potentially depend on him if something does happen to any running backs in this room. So Just wanted to add that part.
That's what I'm scared of. I'm scared of Genty because I said Boise State ran the crap out of him. I'm scared that maybe I know he might have too many miles. Like Josh Jacobson had many miles he played at Georgia. He had many miles. He barely played. Genty was basically the focal point of Boise State. I want somebody just in case he get a little nick, and like tweak something. He could be out for a quarter or two, or even a game, or 2 games.
Well, you're changing it up now because you said in the situation of 31, take Genty out. Yeah, that's what I focused on, bro. You're talking about a situation of getting a first down. Now you're saying
no. My point was
he gets a nick. You're saying just in case he gets nicked up now. Okay, I understand that. Yeah.
I'm saying though, but yeah, this game. Okay, well, there we go. He ran for 20-something yards with a close game. You know what? Take a break. You're kind of tired. You're kind of beat down. We need somebody to get that 3rd down 1. He probably can do it. I ain't doubting him doing that. But why take a chance on it? That's saying want that back in just in case. That's what I'm saying. It's not like you're going to start. You're going to run.
Losers take their starters out and then they don't let them just suck it up and say, "Can't babysit this dude," and say, "Oh, are you tired? Are you tired, mijo? Are you tired from running a 40-yard?" Fuck no. Get out there and get that first down, man. And I know Genty's like that.
I agree with you on that point, Gravy. But are we all in agreement that like if we take a depth guy in the 6 at running back, like would anybody be against that? I'd be for it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Get running back. Get nice running back.
Anybody against that?
Twuan? That's all I'm saying.
Sorry, what did you say, Greg?
I know, Greg. You love the Genty pick. I know that. I saw you out there. I talked to you about that. I had no problem with it all, Genty. I had no problem running out 50 times a game. No problem with that. I was always seeing me hurt. My main thing is always hurt. If he's getting banged up, they take him out for a minute. Take a breather. He does that. Like AO5 said. Abrams said they get hurt too much. I hate to see them get hurt in the first 8 games of the season because they made we shouldn't be playing. We made that mistake a few times.
A quick timeout. Poor Jack's been asking this question now. Jack Kenna. I'm probably going to shoot over to 805 on this one or Gravy. He goes, if Porter's a slot, who's the number 1 cornerback? Richardson? I'm not that good with the secondary, so that's why I'm leaving it to you.
Hey, let me go first, Paul, and then I'll see.
Go for it.
So the thing is, and everybody has to remember in the Raider Nation remember how everybody was or not everyone, but some people were giving up on Jacorian Bennett on his rookie year. And then what happens in his second year, right? And it takes about 2 years. Like, not everybody can get lucky the way the Eagles got, where they got Cooper DeJean and then they got Quinyon Mitchell, and then they both were like amazing right off the bat. But I think DeCamarion Richardson is the right length, super fast, and he is a Pete Carroll type guy that this second year, I'm not saying he's going to start, but he might give Stokes a run for his money a little bit. But it'll definitely be that Bennett, Richardson, possibly on that side, while Porter maybe is going to be used more as that nickel to just kind of learn for a bit. But I'm so stoked about the defensive backfield that we have because I still really believe Jeremy Chin's going to quarterback that shit. Everybody was already happy with our Palomau guy, and then now, shit, man, we got some killers in there. Like, it's not going to be easy to throw on the Raiders next year. We got some killers. Go ahead, Paul.
Don't forget Stokes. They got Stokes too.
I'm not that high on Palomau, to be honest with you. I think Palomau is a question mark. I use that in regards to a few of the players on the team. I think Palomau's he's improved. Yes, he's improved. He's got better as years gone by. But am I really that trusting in him to give him that starting spot and say, oh, he's going to lock down that safety spot for us? I don't. I liked him. I liked him when we had him last year, when we had a Merrick and when we had an Epps, and then you had him sprinkled in because that would just it made it better. But to really rely on him to be kind of that that real solidified safety, I'm not there yet with him.
Just real quickly though, sorry, I know you want it. You asked 805 and Gravy specifically. I just want to say just real quickly, just two things. I was critical of Bennett. I didn't say to give up on him, but I was one of those guys who was critical for his lack of effort, especially when I saw him jogging on plays which he shouldn't have been doing in his rookie season. But he definitely took that next step in year 2. Very happy to see. As it stands, he's the number 1 guy. As for your comments, Swan, like, you know, I believe you're being a little harsh on Plumau, but that's fine. You have your opinion on the guy. But like you brought up Epps. What the hell did Epps do in his whole time as a Raider?
Actually, when he was here as a Raider, our defense actually looked good. The issue was that he ended up getting injured, so we saw a little bit, not enough of him in that effort. But
name me one memorable play that he ever made as a Raider. Name one.
What memorable play did we have with a lot of our safeties back there?
Polamalu was the remember he was the player of the week, the AFC player of the week. He was on. He was making multiple disruptions. He got a few interceptions, making multiple plays. Like there was many a times where I noticed Polamalu. There's times I noticed Morrig. I never had one moment with Epps that was like, well, you know, I'm going to cry spilt milk that he's gone. I just want to get at that up real quick.
Yeah, he had one moment. He had one moment. He dropped the freaking interception that was right in his hands. That's what Epps did. It was right in his hands. He dropped it.
And with the safeties, you know, a lot of times we don't hear too much of the safeties, and when you don't hear too much of the safeties, that's actually a good thing because that means they're not getting bombed on. So the less noise that you get from your safeties outside of the exciting pick that someone may get, it is a good thing in regards to coverage of safety. So, you know, even who was that? Even our defensive senior analyst, who was that? Ryan. He talked about how effective Epps was a role in the way that we played our defense. So there was things that he was doing in regards to our defense outside of the flashy and splashy plays.
The only thing I'll add to the safety conversation, one, I'll talk about the slot corner situation, but sometimes it's hard to truly evaluate when you're just a fan watching the TV. It's hard to evaluate just how beneficial safeties are because a lot of times they're effective and you don't even see it when a quarterback gets sacked, when a quarterback has to escape out the pockets because the safety's doing his job. And now, if that quarterback reverses field and that safety locked down their receiver, sometimes we don't see it. They do a very good job, and it goes unnoticed. Unfortunately, I would just say just kind of keep that in mind at times. But when it comes to the slot corner position, the kid Darian Porter, I don't think he's a slot corner. I don't think so at all. You watch his tape. I don't think he moves well enough to be a slot corner. Mm-hmm. I don't see them trying to put him here. The one kid that now that we've passed up a couple names that I liked in this draft when it came to the slot corner position, one guy to kind of not sleep on, I guess I would say, is Thomas Harper from last year. We brought him back. He played some slot corner when Nate Hobbs went down. I'm not saying he's going to be the next coming to a slot corner. I'm just saying because we didn't address it in free agency, doesn't look like we didn't address it in the draft. Harper might be that kid that steps up to try to be our slot corner. I just don't see
Darnell Holmes.
Darnell Holmes as well. And probably Darnell Holmes is probably a better name, but I don't see Darian Porter being a slot corner. I think he's more competition as an outside corner. Just my opinion.
What about this one being that like sorry, Gravy, I know like he asked to get your takes on the perspective because you're a coach. I'm just a fan. I just call it
Sam. I like that.
With what about the thought about like DeCam Richardson, a guy we drafted last year, and yes, he's a guy who had trial by fire on the outside. He got cooked a lot, but with his skill set and what he was good at in college was in run spot and with his tackling, he's a sure tackler. Like he brings people down. Now, what we like to do, or how we utilize, say, Nate Hobbs, is we had him playing that hybrid money backer kind of role, being that the the other guy that's going to support in the run and, try and cover, at slot as well. But like, do you think maybe DeCam Richardson could be the guy, being that he is a good tackler? I mean, he still has work to do with his coverage skills, but do you think that maybe he might be the guy that they might try and slot in there?
Yeah, answer them for you. DeCam.
Yeah.
DeCam would say no. I would say no as that type guy. He is physical, and that might be his little downfall, is that he's too physical. That was JB's problem, but I love the way he's aggressive in tackles. We lost a good one. We lost a very, very good one. We get out of us, but I understand because he never was there. And to get a guy like that, it's going to be very hard to convince me that any of these guys could do that. The chin won't be able to do it, because we got to think nowadays. And when you say that, AR, we look at the position of slot corner or nickel, and if you do that,
just the way we use it specifically,
the way you use that defense, the way you would use Hobbs, and specifically with Patrick Graham, is that the dude needs to cover. You have to be able to cover a tight end, and then I'm talking about the tight end nowadays. Can you cover Brock Bowers? Can you cover Kelsey? Kelsey 5 years ago? Can you cover Evan Ingram? Can you cover these? The guy from Buffalo, the guy from the Cardinals. Can you do that? Hobbs can, and it doesn't matter if you were a good corner. You just say, oh, he could cover, but are you physical enough and embodied to cover these tight ends that are elite route runners now? They just run up the field, turn around, and go get a fade. These guys are doing China routes. These dudes are doing out and ins. These dudes are doing 25-yard verts. They got a whole different new route tree for a tight end, and these guys have to cover these guys. That's why you see a lot of safeties being linebackers now. And I don't think that's a great idea. They're light in the ass, and they're not physical enough to be the linebacker. They'll put the bang in it. That's why when you get a rare guy, that's why I put, and 805 was right about saying that, Porter might not be that mold of a guy, but physically, the main thing was to cover the tight end, drop back in your third or whatever it is that you're going to do in the middle of the field. But with Hobbs, it still didn't work, because how many times was it 3rd and something, 3rd and 14 or 15 or 16, and the tight end's right in the middle, fucking wide open? How many times, no matter what the tight end was, every single 3rd down, no matter what down it was, the middle of the field was wide open. So as good as we say Hobbs was, bro, that he lacked at that. And then when it gets that deep, you blame your safeties. We give all this prize to Palabal and Morig. We shouldn't have got rid of him. He got paid too much. What made Morig good was that the overreaction that what's his name had, Jack had. That was it. That's what he had to cover for Jack Jones all the time. So he did a good job at that. So the instincts that Jack Jones had, it benefited Morig, because he had to cover his half or his third, and that was the thing with it. But if you get a guy that can stop the run like Hobbs had, behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage, that's the key to doing that, and covering a tight end or a guy like that. Because slot doesn't specifically mean cover the slot guy. It means tight ends, running backs, and slot. It's a big, big responsibility, and we had a good one. So we just can't put anybody there. You know what I mean? That guy is a special type dude in my eyes, and the way I like to run things. And it shows you right there that you look at Patrick Graham and what he does, especially how much zone he plays, is that you're going to sit there and you're going to have that guy there. You're going to have a slot corner there, and he has to be just like Hobbs. Even though the shit that we let happen, the 3rd downs, the middle of the field stuff, when we had a good slot corner or a good slot nickel guy, you got to get a guy like that. And then I don't think we have a Hobbs, but we got maybe a couple of guys that could be there and be aggressive and possibly stop the run and possibly stop the tight ends and things like that.
Great. If you answer your question, you look at the slot.
Hang on. Just give me one One sec, because these are messages that have been popped up from the chat for a little bit that I've been saving, and I want to just bring these to the forefront. Some of them are like a half hour ago. Sam Tonka, just so everybody's aware, his nephew is Francisco Magawa from Miami. He was just drafted, not by us, but that's pretty cool that we've got somebody that's
great,
part
Sam,
of
man.
our chat group.
Man. I hope you feel that's blessed, bro.
He's got a nephew that just got
man.
drafted in the NFL in the 5th round, so that's awesome. Congrats to you and the family.
Hey, man, stuff like that happens, and in your family, bro, your family, and your family feels that shine.
Awesome.
That's great. That's great,
Good
man.
for you guys.
Congratulations with that. Congratulations.
Now, this message here goes back a little bit. This goes back to about 245. Frank goes, I want over 1,000 yards out of Genty and almost 1,000 yards out of the other guys. This came up the other day, Thursday night. This came up about Genty, and my expectation when you're picked for the reason he's being picked, if you take that 1,000 yards and average that over 17 games, that's roughly about what 60-something yards a game. That's not a good average if you think about it. Not for your number one running back that everybody's so hyped to get. Somebody on Rundown show said, 900 yards. Well, I figured that average out. That's 52 yards a game for a running back. That ain't much better than what we had last season. So for me,
that's Zamir White fullback numbers.
Yeah,
we gotta hold back on that. Frank, we got to hold back on that. Our expectations of this guy cannot be overblown and say this guy sucks.
No, but I'm expecting if you're the number one pick for this team and the best running back in this draft, my ultimate goal is I want to see about 1,600 combined yards between receiving and rushing. It's been done before. A rookie's come in and done this before.
That's a great plan, but he's not less of a running back. It matters how much Chip Kelly uses him, though. We got to think about that. If he's going to use him a lot, and it's a big. He's
going to use him a lot, but also he's supposed to be known for not being tackleable. So there's no reason why he breaks one and he's gone, and this happens more than once in a game. If he's as good as he says he is, and if he's as good as everybody says he is, I don't think 1,500 yards rushing is really out that far of the norm. Usually the measure.
What year one? Year one.
Hell yeah! Why not?
That's over expectation.
I talking about with Genty specifically. 1,500 yards year one.
Yeah, I'm talking 1,600 combined between rushing and receiving. Receiving and rushing. That would be about, say, 1,200 to 1,300 yards rushing, and the rest to make up the 15 or 16 be receiving. A mix of that. I don't see why that's out of the realm. I don't.
I got to go in the house right quick. I got some time coming in. I was going to grab this question while I leave. But we're talking about Hobbs, though. I'm sorry to cut off. I got to go for about 10, 15 minutes. Gravy, do you think that the slot receivers now are more like miniature, mini linebackers, the way they play? Because they got to protect the run, they got to guard tight ends, and anybody come in the middle. You think they more use them as a linebacker, not a linebacker, but like a mini linebacker? Is that what's going on in the NFL right now? That's what's going on.
I got something to add up to that.
The transition has been coming, making safeties linebackers, which is a big mistake because you play linebacker.
Not the safety, the slot receiver, the slot guy.
The slot corners. What do you mean?
Like what Hobbs
being a mini linebacker.
Like what Hobbs do. It seemed like he was playing like a small, like a linebacker because he was doing the run, he was doing the tight ends, he was doing all that stuff. Do you think that the position has changed now to the slot corner?
I think Hobbs was the epitome of the change. I think we understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Hobbs was the epitome of the new slot, the so-called slot linebacker. Slot corner to what you do, because back then it used to be a linebacker. You had your outside linebacker covering tight ends, and because they were slow, 260-pound guys that the linebacker can cover. Now now that the tight end evolved into these new guys, there's Wallers and Bowers and all these guys, you have to counter react on that. And then these big outside linebackers, it matters what defense you run. These big guys or can't hang. So you get tore up by a tight end. That's embarrassing if you're a defensive coordinator. Like, fuck that. It's embarrassing. So I'm going to put a guy that's fast, big, that can hang with you, and then that could be a safety into a linebacker, or you put a slot corner on him, and then possibly stop the run and cover you if you go out on routes and stuff. But,
can I get in there real quick? If you don't
but
mind?
they can eliminate you. One more thing, AR, please. The one thing is that if you get a guy and you do this 12 personnel, the 12 personnel basically was to eliminate that safety linebacker that they inherited. You know, these Devin White guys, these side-to-side guys, and Hobbs. That's what it's for. You block that guy, and then you got another tight end that could be a route runner and get you like that. So that's what the 12 personnel was basically for, to get rid of that guy.
Yeah, because we're talking about Hobbs. Because Hobbs, to me, I was watching it. He played like a little linebacker because he stopped and run. He's guarding the tight ends, but he don't go that far deep downfield. They either release and the safety cover him. So that's when I said,
what they tried to do was that they tried to double dip and put Diablo in there, you know, and then they had Hobbs on the side trying.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'll be back in about 15 minutes. I got to
They try to trick you.
There real quick. I guess like with all this talk about like covering the tight end, linebacker, cornerback, whatever, it had me thinking, and a guy we've kind of no one's talked about yet, and is getting overlooked, and that's a problem in itself. Amari Burnett, didn't we draft him to be that 3 years ago? That coverage linebacker that you're talking about that can cover.
He's a big guy, though. He's a big man.
Right. But like, wasn't that what we drafted him to be? And that was going to be my question. Like, you know. And the fact that
there's a difference.
Hang on, Gravy. Hang on, Gravy.
I'll listen to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, like the fact that like he's been. None of you guys have even talked about it. That's a problem in itself, and I guess it answers my question. Like, how confident are you guys that possibly this is a guy who's been on a roster? It's going to be his third season now. You get concessions for development 2 years, but this is his third season. I debated his spot and roster pretty heavily with Chris, as well as Jack quite a few weeks ago. I think you were on that live too, Jeff. But I guess, what about Amari Burnett? And I guess you've kind of answered my question with how you're reacting to.
No, I didn't, man. That's a great question. Man, I love having you on. I love talking to you, man. It's going to be.
Oh, good.
Being concerned with that is the epitome of the way you are, bro. So, the thing is that when you get a guy like Bernie, I think he was for that regime to be that type guy that he was supposed to be, and he had to transition. He's just on the wrong regime right now, bro. And we expected a lot him coming. He's not going to mix in well for what Pete Carroll does. Maybe if he could take over this Smith, the Landon Roberts guy, or something like that. And with Ohio State kid too, and even with Masterson, those ain't Pete Carroll type guys. Those guys need to move around. Look at what he had over there in Seattle, bro. Those guys can move. Those guys can move around. They were getting running backs in the backfield and stuff. Those guys ain't like that. So I don't think Amari Burney is going to be successful in this scheme. Especially there'll be a difference between, you know, AP and Pete Carroll, but you know, AP was a linebacker and he was that banging linebacker that could run a little bit and get you. But that's Amari Burney, and nowadays, with the way Pete Carroll evolved with football, he's not going to blend in very well, I don't think. But he probably keep him around. He's good to keep around, though. But I expected so much. I'm almost saying, I'm almost saying, all right, bro, it's time to go a different way now. You know, keep him around. He's not causing you any problems because he don't get in there. But you know, you got.
But he needs to make an impact, doesn't he? I mean, this is his third year.
To make an impact, and when he was in there, he needs to make an impact somewhat. When he was in there,
that's exactly what I said when I debated. Like, you know, what did he do? Mm-hmm. Apparently, he was supposed to be this good coverage linebacker. Well, according to PFF, his grading for covering wasn't that good. And yeah, to your point, like if he was that good, why was he out there more often? Even despite the fact that we'd suffered from injuries last season. So Amari Burney is just another guy for me who's on notice, and I hope he can turn out to be what he was drafted to be, which is what you were talking about, the guy, a coverage linebacker who's good in coming in and providing that hybrid coverage as well as run stopping. But we will see. But anyways, gang, I got to get out of here. It's now 3:30 a.m. and I got to work tomorrow. So
hey,
thanks, Jeff, for having me on. Thank you.
No problem, man. Thanks for being here all day. I appreciate it, man. This has been
Raider
fun.
5, salute to you. Nice to share the panel with you again. And Gravy, you know what time
and
it is.
Alphakasi, real quick. So tomorrow, all right, Captain Jack show tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Please be there between 6 and p.m. and 8
Sorry, hang on. What night is that?
It's the same Sunday night, Captain Jack Rackham channel. I'm gonna send you the link. It's between 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay, so that would be Monday morning, 9 a.m. for me. I'll try and at least be in the, and salute to you, Jay. I was just on my way out. I'll try and at least pop up to the chat feed because usually around that time, that's when I do, take my dog out and run my errands and shit. But I'll do my best, my friend.
Cool. Thanks, Alphakasi.
Hi, Jay Raider, and bye, Jay Raider. I got to get up out of here.
Later, brother.
You can take my spot.
Appreciate you.
Peace, chat. I'll catch you on the next one. Hopefully, by the end of this draft, we can all be happy with the final outcome, as well as years down the line, we can look back at this draft class as being the start of turning things around towards the right direction, which we want to get to in time. Anyways,
we're headed that way, AR. I think we're headed that way, brother. I think we're gonna be happy in the long run.
Tonka's gonna
let's
make
motherfucking go. Raiders!
I knew you were gonna do that. I knew you were gonna do that, bro.
Raiders! Time. All right.
Hey, Jeff, real quick, Captain Jack, look for him.
Yeah, I see him. Hold on, I'm bringing Captain Jack in now too. Ooh, we're filling up again.
Oh man, I thought I was gonna see Captain. See the
gentlemen. I use that term loosely. How are we doing today?
What's going on?
Yeah. First off, lots of love and admiration for everybody taking time out to pop in today for all of us here. While I'm here at the actual. Well, I'm not here at the actual event today, dude. I mean, you're seeing all these people, and this is what happens on Saturday, the last day. The locals inundate the draft, and they don't have any sections for any of the fans. It's just everybody just coming in. So and honestly, we were tarred, as they say down south. We were tarred, and we all Levi left earlier this morning, and I haven't even really gotten dressed yet. So, but for y'all to come on in here with the wonderful coordination of Angelo, Jeff, and I see Gravy. I can't really. God, these are new glasses. I still can't really see. Maybe it's because it's the phone. So I see Gravy and Twuan, and that's all I. Oh yeah, Angelo and Jeff. Okay, there we go. Thank you. That fucking helps the old man. Trust me. Names help. So yeah, thank you there, Chris, and thank you there, 805, and all that you are. It's great to have everybody together talking about what the Raiders have been. Did I miss anybody? I hope not. Oh, 401.
You got me, you got Gravy, you got Twuan, you got Raiders, Fu Chris next to you, you got Jay Raider in here, Angelo, 805.
Yeah, so, I think I hit everybody. You guys can see me today, right?
Yeah, give me instructions how to do it, Jay.
What was that, Jay?
Yeah, getting me instructions on how to link it.
All right, so if you're in here, what you want to do is you want to share this screen our screen here, onto your channel, and we'll all be in there with you.
Yeah.
And Cap, I was gonna tell you, I would do that for you on
Runs
your
with
channel,
me, so how would he hear you guys?
It doesn't allow me to link anything. It has to come from you directly.
Okay, what was that there, Angelo?
No, I was saying that the reason why, for example, this show that started in the morning, the reason why it's not on the Captain Jack Rackham channel is because I don't have the control to link it. Only you have the control to link it. So it has to come from where you're at because you're the home base.
No shit.
Salute, Captain Jack.
Okay, well, let's see here. So it's not on my channel, huh? I thought it was.
No, the only way to link it is through you. You're the main person.
Okay.
We just left.
Wait, we got all-star cast here, man. Hey, Jay, what's up?
It's gonna even fill up even more now. So let's try this. Can you guys hear us on Runda? Leo, say something. Can't hear him.
Can't hear him.
I think Jeff. I think when you share the screen, there's a button on the bottom. There's a button at the bottom where you can actually share the audio, but I think it's only if you go window or entire screen.
Looks like it's on.
They're talking, but we can't hear them. Well, Jay's on our screen. Is he? Can we hear him, Jay?
If he unmutes himself, he's muted on our channel right now.
Who's gonna get with 180?
We got to get a linebacker at some point.
Eventually, we will.
I know, right?
I would
think.
think.
You guys talking about Varlev, her AR talking about Mari Burney. So we don't know.
Of course, right when I jumped off with you guys, Shador Sanders got picked. I was like, "What the heck?"
Yeah, I know, right?
Hey Jeff, my guy Miles Frazier got taken finally. Detroit guy.
I just saw that he went. I'm surprised he lasted.
Hey, Miles Frazier. If it wasn't Jonas Savanea or Wyatt Millum, Miles Frazier was my guy.
Yep,
my
me
next
too.
guy, man.
I was
really
hoping we would get him. The only other guy left now that I would be interested in is Dillinger, because he's a natural left guard from LSU.
The one guy, I don't know if he's still on the board. I'm blanking on his name. The guard from Oregon State.
It didn't work, bro.
Let me find him.
I know you're talking about Joshua Gray. You're talking about Joshua Gray. Yeah,
he was a late round guy for me.
Yeah, no, he's he's good. He's good. But I like Dillinger better, right, Paul?
I would assume so that you mentioned him.
Yeah, Dillinger's a bigger guy, 6'4", 330. But Joshua Gray would be good because he's like 305, 6'5", 305.
But I'm thinking at this point, I was thinking more in like that 7th round. I'm talking,
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I'm in on that. If we take him as our last pick, I'm in on that.
The Rams pick Chris Paul.
Yep, Chris Paul went to the Rams.
That boy is athletic. That Chris Paul.
Yeah, he is.
I'm surprised he barely went.
That just goes to show I struggle with the mock drafts because you got guys like Chris Paul that was getting picked in like the 3rd round, and all these guys are kind of just dropping. It's just that's the hard part about these mock draft simulators. It's tough.
Hey, I don't know what happened. I tried to get into like my studio, and I'm in my studio, but I don't see anything to link the show.
So can you teach him how to do it, Jeff? How do you? Isn't it a button that he just presses that says stream live on your channel?
Yeah, it should be. It should be right there. When you go into Jeff's channel, it says stream to your. It says on top right. It says stream to your audio. You click on that.
I don't see shit top right. I see 3 buttons on top.
Actually, hold on. Cap, are you on your phone doing this?
Yes, I'm on my phone.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm not on my computer. So if I have to be on a computer to do it, then that's the disconnect.
There's a way to do it though.
There is. I've just never done it off my phone that way, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I'm not computer or technology illiterate, but there's only so much. Nope, I don't see it.
Chris Fu did before because he's streaming me on his phone. So how you should do that, Chris? On your stream, on your phone, did?
No, I did it on my phone, but I wasn't able to put it on my channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think you can only do that from the PC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well, now tomorrow, I was going to say I'll get with Angelo and Jeff offline, but I definitely hope that there could be a link and only because I do that I make sure that for the network that I'm on, National Streaming Sports, that I got content at the time I was supposed to come on.
Yeah, no, Cap. Tomorrow we're running your show like it's normal. And what I'm saying is what happens is when Jeff comes on, he's able to link it to his channel right away. And when Chris goes on, when Twuan comes on, they're all able to link it. So that's what I'm telling you is even though I can get into your comm, it doesn't give me that feature because it's not my YouTube. It's your YouTube. So only you can press stream live to your audience. I can't do that because it's not my audience.
Well, then what you tell me is I got to be there from jump, and then I got to have it from a computer.
You can do it at any time, I think, right, Jeff? You can do it at any time.
Should be able to, yeah.
But I'd have to be on a computer, not a phone.
No, you can't link on another.
Yeah, that one I don't know, Cap.
Phone. You can't do that.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this. Hold on a second. Everybody give me a second here. I'm trying something. Right
Oh, my God. A kid from New England who needs a second.
Hey, Cat, while I got you going to Bakersfield, my friend.
Do what?
Are you going to go to Bakersfield? You going to be out there?
I mean, I don't believe I am. I mean, for time, I think it's like next. Was it like
the 17th of May?
Yeah, no.
Right.
As of right now, no. May 17th, like May. I'm not anywhere near California until like mid to late June.
Okay.
All right, hold. Everybody, give me 1 second here. Everybody on mine and Chris's show. Hold on a second.
Yeah, no worries. I'm sorry to hijack the show for
No. You're good. We're testing something out right now. Leo, go ahead and talk. I want to see if they can hear you. You guys can hear Leo?
No.
Nope.
I hear like a muffled voice.
I hear something.
Yeah.
Well, you guys hear better than I do. Well, that you do anyway.
Yeah, you gonna be in Bakersfield?
Yeah, I'll be there.
I can't wait to meet you, bro. Personally.
Me too,
Can't
bro.
wait.
Oh, you're gonna be out there too,
It
Chris?
just started arguing right off the bat. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go, hey, Chris, get your ass over here, man. What's up with this big bag and thunder and lightning?
Why you gonna do this thing? What the hell are you talking about?
Hey, I got a question. Ewers and Will Howard are still on the board, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and what we are on pick 174.
We just started 6 rounds, so.
Okay, we just started the 6th round.
Yeah. Oh no, we got 2 more picks left.
Okay.
Three more picks, and then we're going to 6th round, Cap.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and are we picking pretty high in the 6th?
6th pick.
We're the 1, 2, 3. We're the 4th pick in the 6th round, so it's coming up.
Okay, and again, and this is just me, and I'm sure you guys have been discussing this ad nauseum. We still need our developmental quarterback. We still need a safety. Oh my God, we need a fucking linebacker. And we need another beefy boy. I'm saying on the offensive line, because I think on the defensive line we're set, especially with the kid we just picked up. You know, and on the D line, I think we're set with the guys that we have already, and the one kid we brought in, which is going to learn the system. But we need a linebacker, we need a safety, we need a beefy offensive lineman still, developmental, and we need the developmental quarterback. And I think the first pick of the 6th round, if it was me, is going to be that guy. And then this is why I say it's up to Chip Kelly to look between, and Angelo was saying that third person yesterday, and I apologize, I don't remember, but it's going to be between Chip Kelly saying who's better. Is it going to be Ewers or Howard or that third guy that people are talking about that will be good for their chip system?
McCord? Is it McCord you're talking about?
I'm not sure, Angelo. Angelo was talking to another quarterback that's still available.
McCord. I think it was McCord I was talking about yesterday, but McCord is still available.
Okay. I don't. Again, you guys are the corporate knowledge. I don't pay that much attention. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, I was muted
Cap,
and it looked like I was talking to you guys. I was actually in the other channel with those guys on their show trying to work this out, but it's not working.
Yeah, no, Cap. No, no. The only quarterback this Sanders got taken. The next best quarterback is Will Howard, like according to all the analysts. So he's the one that would go to us anyways. And that's if we were taking quarterback, which is what I kept saying is why would we do it now? We could do a UDFA if we want to. There's other things we can really help ourselves with, like running back.
Well, yeah, and yeah, we need another back, but here's the thing: it's like, is Will Howard or Quinn Ewers are they not going to be drafted by somebody that's going to develop them?
I don't know, Cap, because there's not a lot of quarterback needy teams. Like earlier today, the Vikings got Sam Howell from a trade already from Seattle. So everybody's kind of stacking up their quarterbacks already. And there's not. I mean, I guess the Saints, but the Saints took Tyler Shuck.
Yeah.
So that's a fantastic pick for the Saints, man.
So there's not a lot of Cap when we did a breakdown last night on Jeff's show with me and Chris, where we were talking about the 32 teams, and I kept trying to explain why this year so many people were passing up on a Sanders, because there's not a lot of team that really needs it. You can only have so many developmental teams. So, for example, what Cleveland did, me and Chris from Protect the Shield were going back and forth, and he was telling me he thinks Dylan Gabriel is going to get cut. And I was like, you're not going to cut a third-round pick, man. Dylan Gabriel went on a high third. If anyone's getting cut, it's going to be Kenny Pickett. And then he was saying, well, Dylan Gabriel is not going to do well in Stefanski's system. So, yeah. But my whole point is, it's like, you're not going to take the third-round guy to cut him. If anyone's going, it would be Sanders. So Sanders would be there to compete. But neither one of those guys are going to go. It's going to be Kenny Pickett. So now you're in a situation, Cap, where you have two developmental quarterbacks that you're going to carry into your roster. Like, that's what I'm saying is Quinn Ewers might not get taken. Will Howard might not get taken. Curtis Rourke might not get taken. Like, all these really good, Riley Leonard might not get taken because there's no more spaces, you know?
Well, I do know that we do need the developmental quarterback. And yes, we do need a linebacker, a safety, and a beefy boy. And we have 4 picks upcoming, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you get and did I mention running back? So running back, linebacker, safety.
First, Cap.
Yeah. I'm not in order of who we need. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. But yes, we need a linebacker now. We need a safety. Okay, those are the first 2 that we need, in my estimation. We need a safety, need a linebacker. We need another beefy boy. That's 3. We do need a quarterback. And if you guys think that they're going to be available in round 7, a la like what the Niners did with Brock Purdy, great. Then do it then. But I'm just saying we do need one, and making sure that we have one locked up. If we got everything else squared away and they're still on the board or they're still available to be picked, like I said, Ewers fine, Howard fine. McCord, the gentleman you were talking about. Hey, Raiders Rebel, good to see you, brother. I hope you guys saw my picture with my fellow shipmates last night. I haven't posted my pictures with Steve Wisniewski. Dude, I got a chance to shake his hand. And
he still looks good, man.
Dude, I told him, I said, hey, looking good. And it's like, we need you in the Hall of Fame.
Schrader, but
yeah, he should be Hall of Famer. I don't know why he's not even in there.
Yeah.
He should be Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
I sent you a PM and Instagram. Check it out if you want to come in. We got room for you.
Yeah, but I mean, you get back, and I definitely, if you guys want to roll the dice, make sure. Yeah, exactly, Frank. Will Howard could be TV.
I don't know how you keep breaking it.
But we do need him. But yeah, we need a linebacker. We need a safety. We need another running back, and we need a beef. We need some beef. So if we can do that, and you think that we're going to roll the dice on, and if we get them guys UDFA, then fucking power to us. But don't always count that. And maybe if somebody does draft them and they don't think that they're going to cut the mustard, then yeah, they might be cut, and then we can pick them back up later.
Hey, Cap. So just so that you know, the 6th round started. The pick
Thank
is
you,
in
Dixon.
for Buffalo. We're going to pick here shortly. But Paul, Lindenberg is still available and Woodard is still there. But Cody's the one that's tracking to be the next linebacker to be taken. So you might get your guy.
It might happen. We'll see. We'll see how it works out.
You know who's still available?
Now after yesterday.
Willie Lampkin is still available.
Willie Lampkin.
The Willie Lampkin.
My guy Xavier Trust is still available too. So
Trust too. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, Captain's even more of a celebrity now after yesterday's show on NFL Network. Because if anybody goes back and watches it, it was kind of tough in the moment with kind of looking back and forth between the TV and the computer screen.
No, Cap was
funny how much he was on the screen and how long.
Yeah, and what was
he was
really
all
cool,
over the draft.
Yeah. What was really cool too, Cap, is it was clear as day. Like you were definitely there, and it was during the picks when Wisniewski was announcing it and stuff.
Right.
So
right.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I got picks, but I'm telling you, the celebrity and I got Steampunk with me right over here. Steve, sorry, Jacob. You want to take a look to the screen? There's Steampunk in those oversized. By the way, we got those for free, man. I can't wait to show you off that. Yeah, there's mine right there. I don't know if you can see the black one. Can you see it? I don't know where my.
Put it on. Let me see. Put it on. Try it.
Oh, the big hat. Fucking hang on. Oh, you're making me get up, you bastards.
Gravy's making Cam work, man.
Walk over there.
Making the old man work.
Fuck you guys. We and actually Steampunk always we count what the over under is, and I still haven't hit. She says I do it like that, tells him to fuck off 20 times, and no, it's like maybe 10. But this is the hat. And given for free by the guys who do it. We did like some promos for them, and so I was going to unveil it on the show tomorrow, but you guys asked for it. You got it, Toyota. You know, the old commercial.
The old commercial.
There you go.
You still got to show it tomorrow, Cap, on your channel.
Yeah, show it tomorrow.
Well, that's the other thing, though. It's like I'm not sure where I'm going to be. So there you go. Isn't it the fucking boss hat?
That's good. Good.
With our boy Birdman, you know, the gentleman who is larger than life.
So goofy,
This is like a regular hat for Birdman. So you know, like what are you talking large hat?
I stood beside you, Cap, and you're a big dude, bro. You look like you could stand out in the offensive line right there, bro, for the Raiders right now. You're a big dude, man.
Who said that? Who said that?
Gravy said it.
Gravy, I love you, but you're so full of shit.
Dude, you look like you got one of those brain buckets that they wear in training camp on your head right now.
Yes. Yeah.
You kind of look like the great Kazoo from the Flintstones. Hello, dum-dum.
Hey, Jack, I think what would look...
Yeah, Kazoo. You like Kazoo.
Hey, Jack, I think what would look better is if you fashioned it with 2 beer cans on the side of it and
made
it a beer cup.
Yeah,
Well, but you know me, I'm a non-beer. I'd have to make it with the two fucking iced tea holders.
Put the 24-ounce cans on the side of what's that called, Arizona or whatever
I
iced tea you
haven't seen
drink.
that yet.
Two
That could be
24
an
ounces on the
idea
side
right
of
there. That could be an idea right there, Captain Jack. Put two 40 ounces right there. Get the bigger hat. You can put two 40 ounces right there, and have the little tubes go in there.
There you go.
If we can get the equipment, because again, that's fucking that calls for quantum mechanics. You know, is shit that I don't do. You guys figure it out and do the plans, and I'll bring the hat out. But again, props to what's the name of this company? Big Noggins or something? Noggin Bros or Noggin Boss. Go get and these are like $180 hats.
Damn.
130. Yeah.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So we did
I think
promos
MC
in our
had one.
gear, and you know we walked off with these, and so props to them. I will definitely, if I can't, depending upon where I am tomorrow, because again I will be taking since they're here, taking the family out for a nice dinner. After I'm gonna do like an Uber up to the Harry Houdini Museum. And what's it? Cap needs two broads next to him. Yeah, there you go. With that hat. Yeah, big jugs, baby. Oh, hey, did you see the pictures of the honeys that I had on my Facebook?
Yeah. God, I renamed you instead of Captain Jack, call you Pip Daddy Jack.
There you go. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm looking forward to again games out here, because and I tell you what, there's nothing nicer than going to a game with a beautiful lady on your arm. Okay. And then of course the one game a year that you have to take the wife. But I'm just saying, you know, that's a joke, guys. Come on.
You
Nothing.
haven't gone to a game with me yet, sweetheart.
I get it. My wife's coming in right now. I gotta wait she leaves. So yeah, I get it.
Oh, okay, good.
I just
So
realized that the draft next year is in Pittsburgh, huh? That's not that
Yeah.
far from
Pittsburgh. And and we're already making plans to see what we got going on. I know that Jimmy Farrell is living in Pittsburgh. I know that Jared, you know, the guy who used to come in my show all the time, but I mean, when you can call into the show, he would call in all the time. But I guess because the Google Voice doesn't work, and he just cannot figure out how to use Apple technology to get into my show. So it's unfortunate we lost a guy that could do it.
I like Raider Way's name for you, Captain Jack and the Racks.
There you go.
Well, why did you think my show was named Captain and His Wenches when I had Peggy and the other two gals on? And they had no problem with it because they're the ones that said that was the show. It was the very woke, PC girls that were watching said, how can you have a show where you degrade yourself by calling? They were the ones that made the title of the show. And they knew it was because of who I am and the way we work, work together. It's unfortunate that it dropped from, Captain's Ladies Night, and all the, that's just Captain and Peggy. But, hey, such is life, fuck all you woke people, by the way. I'm sorry. There's my one political slam. So did we didn't pick yet, did we? I'm hoping I'm feeling.
Miami's
We're up next.
Okay.
Baltimore's up right now. Pick is in for them. Then it's Miami. Then it's us.
Okay.
Once it's us, I'm going to turn the volume up on the TV and move the microphone in front of the TV.
So there you go. And speaking of Miami, you guys saw Freaky, and that's Doll Freaky, the Miami girl.
Oh yeah.
Love her to death. She's hot as fuck.
We saw all your girls. Yeah, we saw you having an orgy with the Kansas City Chiefs girls too.
Yeah, but only in my mind, gentlemen. They're nice ladies. Only in my mind. But no, I maybe this is the, like I said, if you, and back to point, if you guys think that all those, well, at least one, and here's the thing, at least one developmental type quarterback is going to be off and available to sign as UDFA. Fantastic. I just don't know if that's going to happen. But you guys are more astute as to how things drop.
Hey, Cap, is tragedy turned triumph? That's Tom, right? Is that T3?
I just know it's Tom Jones. Actually, his first name is Fred.
Okay. I think that's him. Tragedy turned triumph.
You can. Is he in the chat? I don't see chat.
Yeah, he's in the chat right now.
Okay, ask him.
I don't know he's not on my channel. He's linked in from whoever's streaming. So it's either Twuan's, AR's, or Christopher Raiders.
Not mine.
It might be mine.
What's wrong with him?
Oh, I don't know who he is.
Hey, Dorian Strong went to the Bills.
I'm not Tom, guys. He says I'm not Tom. See, I'm not Tom.
Oh, sorry, tragedy turned triumph. Because he was telling me the same thing about your boy Seth Hennigan.
And that's why I like the shows with the guys that actually keep up on this. I mean, I applaud you. I really do. I applaud all of the corporate knowledge here of like guys that read this and they soak all the things up. And because again, I don't have time in the day to do that.
Dolphins took Ollie Gordon.
Ollie
Gordon broke the border finally.
Oh, that's nice though, huh, Jeff? Wow.
We're on the clock now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jeff, we were talking about Ollie Gordon last night on your show. Yeah,
there's a lot of value at running back still out there too.
Yeah. Mullings, baby. But this is Paul's hoping it's Cody Lindenberg. I'm hoping it's
who else
Mullings.
I wouldn't mind is, and I don't think he's been picked yet, is Jared Ivey out of Ole Miss.
Oh yeah.
The edge rusher. I mean, we need a rotational piece. So
he's still there. He's still there.
I'm actually kind of shocked he's still there.
All right, our pick is in.
Is it? I don't see it on this. I saw pick is in. You're ahead of me.
Yeah. Jeff's gonna put it on the mic.
They're not announcing it like they were. It's 6 rounds, so it's round 6 now. So it's just going to be quick.
Yeah, talking heads are talking. Is that Mojo, Drew?
We took defensive tackle JJ.
Okay.
Pages.
That's back-to-back interior D tackles, and there's
you got no D tackle.
Oh, Pegas. Oh, dude. Do you know who that is? That is the guy that's like 340 pounds of pure fuck you.
Beef, huh?
What's his name?
Hey, I'll be right back, guys. I got people here. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
What's his name, Jeff? What's his
Pegas.
name?
JJ Pegas. They had him in on like remember the packages that Fridge Perry used to run? They had him in on those packages. The guy is beef. Big fucking beef. He's like defensive like nose guard type. That's a hellacious pick. And he's a big guy who's quick. Well, I like that pick. I actually know who that is. Being an SEC guy, I actually have some knowledge. Being an SEC guy, watching him play, with Ole Miss, that's a fucking great pick. And
309 pounds.
Yeah,
he's listed as 310.
Yeah, he's about a couple buffets over that. He's about a couple buffets over that.
Kyle McCord just went. Eagles just took him.
Eagles took who?
Kyle McCord.
You guys got a quarterback. Hey, are they here? Oh, McCord out of Syracuse. See, that's why I think that they're gonna be runs on the the quarterbacks that are. Oh yeah, I remember this guy. This guy would have been a great Geno Smith protege.
Yeah,
I think he would have been better than all those people that you guys are talking about. I mean, the only thing that Will Howard has over anybody is that he knows the system and he can plug and play. But McCord, the kid's got an arm, and he's kind of like Donovan McNabb, or their newer version of Donovan McNabb, although he throws more than he runs. But he's kind of like Patrick Mahomes in that he runs to throw. So
Rob, I'm really surprised we haven't taken a linebacker.
Yeah, we need one of those.
What that tells me is Tommy Eichenberg might be a true option in that linebacker room.
I've been saying that since day 2. Why haven't we drafted a linebacker?
I mean, you brought in Devin White. Landon Roberts is now in the building. Again, I think there's a good chance Tommy Eichenberg might be looked at as a piece that could help out this linebacker room. I mean, rookie last year, he didn't get Gainer is also there, but Tommy Eichenberg.
Hey, don't forget my boy Bernie, man. Don't forget my boy Bernie.
There's Amari Bernie.
Yeah,
I'm a big Florida fan, so I do like Amari Bernie. Again, it's about them not having a lot of opportunities last year, and so this coaching staff actually see some of these players that we didn't get to see a lot of. Obviously, they're in the building. They know these guys. They might be a little more confident in this linebacker room than we all might think, to be honest. So
that's what I'm thinking.
Well, hey, we need to see it. We need to see it on the field. I mean, like you said, the having the corporate knowledge. Remember, this is a brand new staff of there are no knuckleheads that I know of, that I can think of that are on this staff. I think we cleaned house of some of the lower flying branches and whatnot. So we'll see on that. But yeah, I think we are built to shine. And I'm not one to think that the Super Bowl who runs through wherever the fuck it is next year is going to be silver and black. But I think that this draft and this regime change is something I'm really excited about. I'm not just drinking the Flavor Aid, because that is the correct connotation. It wasn't fucking Kool-Aid. It was Flavor Aid. I'm not drinking the Flavor Aid. But I think we're good. I think that this is going to be something that catapults us into a truly competitive team.
They've navigated this draft very well. I haven't seen in a very long time. I have not seen us move around as much as we had, especially in that second round, moving back, recouping that third round that we gave away for Geno. That was a brilliant move by Spytek, and by finishing off that second round, getting some offensive linemen to be able to or sorry, not second round, to finish out. Yeah, I think it was second round. We finish off getting off some offensive linemen to make sure that we help Genty to find the best path of success. They're navigating pretty well. We haven't seen this in a long time, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I truly agree. Why my voice is scratchy as fuck and all that goes with it.
I can't remember ever being this excited for a draft. And again, we still got 3 picks to go. We got 2 more in this round and the 7th round picks. So.
You guys want to have any comment, if he's available? You want to hear from Steampunk what he's thinking?
Yeah, bring Steampunk Raider on.
There you go. Hey, Steve, I'm just going to give you my phone, brother.
I'm going to run out. I'm going to have a be right back. I'll be listening now.
Hey, so ladies and gentlemen, on the chat, this is Steampunk Raider right here. You guys know who he is. You're very familiar with him, seeing him in the black hole and the whole gear. He's not geared up right now. So what's up, Steampunk?
Not much. How y'all doing?
Doing great. Me and the guys were talking about JJ Pegs. He's the I think that when they took that pick, it's back-to-back defensive tackles. I honestly believe they're putting them behind. So So JJ Peggs got picked to learn from Adam Butler, and Tonka got picked to learn from Christian Wilkins. And I think those are the two that they're going to try to see if we can move forward with them. So I like that pick. It was good. It was fine. We still need a linebacker.
I'm all right with it. I mean, I think the only one I'm still really watching for that I want, and it's more just a personal thing that I want him is Ewers. I mean, I'd like to get him behind Gino and O'Connell. If O'Connell's still there, it looks like they're going to keep him. So, but not many people agree with it, with what I want. I can't. Hey, Captain, I can't hear anybody.
Hey, what pick do you like out of the draft so far?
I mean, of course, I mean the one that I really wanted, Genty, so I was extremely happy about that one. And then I don't know how you say his last name. Besh. How do you say his last name?
Besh.
Besh. Yeah, I liked that pick too. So I'm not the best on all the stats and all that stuff. You know, I probably, just pick a little bit more with my heart than stats. So that's why I don't pick for the Raiders. I let them do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So you guys are the ones that keep up on all that for me, right?
we try. We try. Definitely.
My job is to go represent and,
Yeah.
And just enjoy and let people know what how much fun doing this stuff is, and why we're Raiders fans, and why we're Raider Nation.
Yeah, I will say seeing you guys on TV, you know what I'm saying, and kind of not knowing you guys, but knowing of you guys and kind of having somewhat of a relationship with you guys, it makes us feel good seeing you guys represent those that can't make it out there, you know what I'm saying, that can't, have the, everybody's not able to, fly and do all those things. So sometimes you guys don't realize that sometimes you give, people like us that can't do that, you guys give us a little life, definitely.
Shit's when I can barely walk. When you talk about flying, so I can barely walk. So yeah.
Well, after the first 2 days of the draft, I can barely walk, man. It's pretty rough.
I can barely see. Who's that? Who is that? I can't see. I just came outside. I can't see my eyes.
Oh wow! The Saints picked Devin Neal.
They want to talk to you.
That's a good pickup for him.
Yeah.
I was hoping we could get him.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I just walked in. I'm sorry. Here's the new screen. I was like, who am I talking to? Because I can barely see right now.
Oh.
This is Steampunk Raider.
Thank you. Oh, you're Steampunk. Nice seeing you.
Yeah, I look a little different, right?
I can't see when I got my glasses just trying to adjust. I came from outside. I can't really see. So I'm like, who's this? All right, Steampunk. Nice to see you, brother. I heard about
you too, man. So since you guys are all the stat guys, how do you feel about Ewers?
I'm personally not a big fan, but he's cool. Yeah.
Do we draft him?
No. I was telling them when I got on, that's who I've been wanting us to pick up in a later round, and he's still available. So
yeah, I'd rather take like Will Howard probably over him, but
yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see. Like I said, I pick more with it. I sit and I watch him play, and my wife's a Texas fan, so I've watched a lot of him. I like him. I like his attitude and stuff. So I just thought he'd be if we could pick him really late, he'd be a good one to get into the the quarterback room. So
to develop.
Yeah.
I would take McCord because he's a little more athletic than yours is. He's a little more mobile than yours.
Yeah, he is. Yours is not exactly what I call the most mobile one. So,
because we got two in the building that are not mobile. That's Bradley Carter and AOC.
Yeah,
Geno Smith, who's not a running quarterback, but he's a mobile quarterback. So I'll really get somebody that's close, similar to Geno Smith, and get then a pocket quarterback.
Yeah.
I was hoping to get Jalen Milroe, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, okay, that's who Captain was kind of rooting for there too.
Yeah.
So I appreciate y'all having me on. I'm gonna give it back to Captain here.
All right, man.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
You too. Nice meeting you, brother.
You too, man.
See what I did there? I had a break to get some water, and there was a constant flow of information. I'm a natural, guys.
Yeah, you see what he did there? He threw Steampunk under
Yeah,
the bus.
yeah. He said, "Here, I'm gonna hand it over to Steampunk so he can fucking do this." So, yeah. By the way, fuck you, Steampunk. There you go. There's a. He has an over under on how many times I tell him to fuck off or fuck you each day. I've been quite on the low side. So there it is.
So we drafted a beefy D tackle again, right?
Yes. Yeah. And I tell you, Pegas, seriously, he is actually. They were using him as the lead fullback on like was it when they're down close to the
goal line?
There you go. Isn't that ugly fuck that's in there, man? Now you know why he wears a mask, because you see what he looks like for real.
Hey, fuck you, Captain.
There you go. That's my first one of the day.
That's the one.
Yeah. But
you still need a linebacker though. I don't know what they're doing.
Well, like as people and you guys were saying it, it's like remember in the building you got Amari Byrne, you got Amari Gaynor, you got Eichenberg if he can get off the medical bench, along with the cat that we picked up. That's the great guy from
Will
Tampa.
Howard to the Steelers.
Will Howard just went to the Steelers.
Went to the Steelers.
They needed to take a quarterback. They finally did it.
They finally get one.
Yep. See, there you go. That's what I'm saying. You guys think these guys are going to be available for UDFA? I don't think so.
There's still a few quarterbacks out there, so I'm not really sweating that. Because we got Geno Smith, we got a good backup quarterback. They can say, well, you know what, we're fine. We can wait till next year, see what we can get.
I see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I don't see it because right now what the Raiders are doing, what I'm seeing, what they're doing is they're building the rest of the team first. We got a quarterback. Let's build around him for a minute. Let's build a defensive line. Let's build the offensive line. Let's get the running back room straight. Let's get the receiver room straight. Next year, we had a quarterback that might fit our system.
And I will say this, man. I don't know if you guys was like leading the cheer, but when they got that kid from Tennessee, I'm like, oh my God. Again, I know one thing I can say is I know about the SEC. And that kid is like he could be that gargantuan beast of a wide receiver, a la, and I'm going to give credit to Angelo for saying this. He can be the beast wide receiver that DK Metcalf turned out to be in Seattle. And DK Metcalf was not on our team, but you know what? We got a younger kid that can fill the bill as long as and the issue was as long as he catches the ball and as long as he can break coverage in the NFL. And yes, the SEC is a legitimate league because of again, yes, I am biased, but if you look at how it's been historically. Now that Michigan and the Ohio State, I hate when they say that, have come out from the Big Ten and started to be legitimate in getting the SEC out of the eyes of the number one conference in college. Good on that. But I tell you, the products that play in the SEC are definitive, just awesome kids. And when you play there, like I said, that's why I know about JJ Peggins. That's why I know about Thornton. And because again, I pay attention to my league or my conference, I should say.
Raiders just cut yesterday. They cut another SEC wide receiver, Ramel Keaton. He was 6'2". They cut him yesterday.
Yeah, and he's a Tennessee product too.
Yeah, they cut him yesterday, so they replaced him, basically replacing him.
Yep.
I thought the Deontay Thornton pick was great. You get Jack Besh, and he's kind of a replica of Jacoby Myers, but we needed somebody that was going to take the top off the defense. We need someone that's going to stretch the field. Like, you know, you can make the comparison to DK. The good thing about Deontay Thornton is we don't need him to be DK. We got Brock Bowers. And I think that's what's going to be really good is that Deontay Thornton is going to provide us. If Trey Tucker doesn't work out, and that's going to be the hard part, if Trey Tucker continues to show that he can't take the top off the defense, he struggles to get that type of separation, even with the speed that he has. If Deontay Thornton can be that guy that stretches the defense, pull those safeties back, have those corners play 10, 12 yards off, Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, they're going to eat in the middle, in the intermediate to short game, all game long. It's going to be, I think, something that is going to add to our offense that we were missing last year. And Deontay Thornton's speed is going to be amazing.
That's what I was saying earlier. That okay, Bowers had a great year last year. You know, that all these teams are watching. All 31 teams are watching the tape, the film about him. They're going to blank him out. Who's going to be receiver that's going to take the eyes off of Bowers? We need you to get out there and stretch the field, like you said, 5. You got these guys. They got Beck, whatever his name is. You got Beck. You got Jacoby Myers. Now they're going to eat now because the other guy can get downfield and be a 50-50 captain.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, Paul, that you know, going into the season for receivers that we're going to keep into the 53, we need at least 5 to keep, if not 6, to the main roster. So currently, right now, you have Besh, Thornton, Myers, Tucker, and did I miss anyone? We only got 4.
Wilkinson's still there.
Yeah, I think Christian Wilkerson is still there.
He's still there.
So I guess keep him just for depth, right? Because
you'd have to.
I don't know.
Okay.
They cut Keaton, so we don't know.
I still feel like we can get another one there.
I'd still like to see us bring in another receiver that's going to provide competition to Trey Tucker.
Yeah, I agree.
We invested enough of a high pick on Trey Tucker that you got to see what he can do. But I don't think that he's really had competition. DJ Turner was not competition for him. DJ Turner was more of a good special teams guy as opposed to a slot receiver. And so I think if we can maybe snag somebody in the 7th round, that's going to be more that's why actually I wouldn't have been mad for a lot of reasons, but specifically Trey Tucker is Tyler Lockett. If we would have brought in Tyler Lockett to, one, be a veteran presence for Trey Tucker, but also push Trey Tucker to kind of get the best out of him, I wouldn't have mind bringing in Tyler Lockett. But I do think we need somebody else in this building that's going to push Trey Tucker to get as much potential out of him. Because if that doesn't push him, then we walk away from him next year. We walk away, you move on, and we find somebody else that could be that field stretcher in this locker room.
Now, did I miss something, or did I thought that Tyler Lockett was still out there? And
no, he already got taken. He's already gone.
Who picked him up?
It was.
I don't remember who it was, but he definitely signed with somebody.
Okay, because
he's a Titan.
Oh, thank you. He's with the Titans. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, because I must have missed that day in school.
You should be out there with the girls. Then you should have, with the still being out the girls.
No, I'll fucking do what I do. I'll miss that. I'll miss that day of school then.
I
Paul,
would too.
So Paul, why do you think, Paul, real quick? Why do you think the Eagles took Kyle McCord again?
Because Hurts gets hurt sometimes, and you need somebody that's that's like a version that can run and throw. And I think that's what they got. And again, I can say that because I see what they got with McCord. McCord is like a Donovan McNabb, man. I'm serious. He's a damn good Donovan McMahon mold quarterback, and that's what they've had for a while. When you have McNabb, and then you granted, okay, Wentz was not really that guy, but they brought it back with Jalen Hurts, and McCord is, and remember McCord, if I'm not mistaken, he was out of Ohio State and Syracuse, so he's got the two really good programs behind him, so he has that pedigree as well. Am I speaking out of school?
No, McCord went to the Eagles.
Right.
Yeah, I think one of the things that the Titans just picked up Khalil Mullins. That's a hell of a pick.
Damn it!
That sucks. But the only thing I'll add to that is I think Kyle McCord. One of the things that you want in a backup quarterback is you want your backup quarterback to have similar traits to your starter, right? So if your starter goes down, then you don't have to switch up your playbook as much. You don't have to completely alter what your strategy is moving forward. Last thing you want to do is to be well into a football game, your starting quarterback goes down, and now you got to find yourself a different rhythm. Right. I think Kyle McCord actually replicates a little bit of what Hurts can do. Yep. He's a little bit more mobile. Kyle McCord can move with his legs. So I think it's out of all the quarterbacks that are left on the board, and I think the Eagles did need a backup quarterback. I think Kyle McCord provides that for the Eagles, that if Hurts does go down, he still has some of the same traits that Jalen Hurts has, and they don't have to move off of their playbook or strategy too far. So I think it's a good pick for the Eagles. They need a backup quarterback, and I think that he provides really good value in the 6th round, like they just picked him. So
805, I agree with you. I think he's probably at least one of the ones that I believe that can, if all hell broke loose, he would be one of those ones that could do the tush push.
Yeah, he could. I mean, I don't know. That's a science at this point, so we'll see just how well he can. But
I'm just saying they can groom him into that. But his stature, it fits that. You know what I'm saying? You need a big body. You know what I'm saying? Type of running quarterback to do that. So, and that's only in emergency situations. Hopefully, Hurts doesn't go down like that.
But I see what you're saying. He's saying basically, if your starting quarterback is a multi-role quarterback, runner, passer, and he gets hurt, you want to bring a pocket passer in there because you got to change the whole playbook, you got to change the whole playing style. Everything got changed. So you want something similar to what he does. I see what you're saying. So that's why he goes draft McCord. And so that's what we got. We got to draft somebody close to Geno Smith. If he going to draft a quarterback, might just wait till next year because we got a pocket quarterback and another pocket. We got 2 pocket quarterbacks on the staff, not counting Geno Smith.
You look at the 2 situations like the Commanders, right? The Commanders brought in Marcus Mariota because he can move just like Jaden Daniels can. Right. You got the Ravens with Lamar Jackson, and they brought in for quite a few years Tyler Huntley, which was a very similar style quarterback. And so now when you look at the starting quarterbacks, and if a team is looking for a backup or someone just to provide competition in that room, you're going to look at quarterbacks that kind of mirror the same traits as what their starter does.
Right.
And so that's why I think Kyle McCord actually is a pretty good fit and a pretty good pick for the Eagles.
Thanks, Paul.
I agree.
Hey, Cap, I know you're going to know about this guy, but if he's available for us, I'm thinking we should get this kid. What do you think of Damian Martinez from the Miami Hurricanes, running back?
I know a little bit about him because that's actually a different conference. Miami not being in the SEC, but I've heard good things about that product. I'm not sure about his intangibles as far as size and speed, but I know the production. He was a damn good asset for the Hurricanes. See, Riley Leonard just went off the board, so I'm telling you, Yep.
This is the quarterback. This is the quarterback round.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the Colts.
And that's why I said that, you know, these, well, maybe we can do UDFA. Well, no. The guys we were thinking for UDFA are being sniped.
I think if we're taking anyone now, it's going to be Curtis Rourke, Indiana. That's a big guy. He's built like Roethlisberger.
You know, one guy to watch out for, because we're in the 6th round. We're going to be moving to the 7th. The one guy, and again, it just depends on what teams either want to just take a risk. And I don't think we're going to be one of them. I don't think so, just because of the nature of what the allegations are. But Isaiah Bond is still out there.
Oh, my gosh.
And he had those allegations that just popped up a couple weeks ago. And I'm wondering if there's going to be a team that's willing to take a risk on those allegations being dropped.
Paul, in Las Vegas, bro.
No, I'm not saying we're going to do it. I'm just saying I'm curious as to when his name might be called. Because he was projected a 2nd rounder, and because of those allegations.
What am I missing? And who is this person, and what am I missing?
His wide receiver.
Texas wide receiver, Cap.
Oh, okay. I thought that was Golden.
He's already gone. He left in the 2nd round.
So Isaiah Bond was projected to be a 2nd rounder, very electric receiver, ran a 4.40. They were saying that he could be. I mean, I don't want to say they.
Yeah.
But they were basically placing him as one of the more electric, just offensive players in this draft, and a lot of people were really high on where he was going to go, but then all of a sudden the allegations came out of sexual assault, and he turned himself in, and obviously that means that he is going to drop substantially. But there's always a team. There's always, because it's allegations at this point, because there's a team that might just pull the trigger in hopes that those allegations are the charges are dropped or what have you. I'm just curious to see who might pull the trigger, if anybody.
Well, if he's as good as everybody thought it would be, I mean, maybe in olden days, and I agree with you there. Not saying the Raiders, but I think that if the kid is that good, and he has not been, if it's just allegations and there's no charge, or he's in that kind of that twixt area of the allegations are there. He turned himself in, and he's waiting for the process to go on legally. Yeah, so I think somebody would take a chance on him, because if you don't, then again, you miss an opportunity. If the kid goes UDFA and the stuff gets swept, then it's like, wow, we could have taken a 6th or 7th rounder on this kid, kind of like what the Raiders did in the 7th round, and by the guy's name was Jackson, and he had a pretty decent career. I'm not saying that Bo Jackson had allegations. What I'm saying is that you use your later round picks for people that you didn't think were going to be there, or with Bo, it was the fact that he told the Buccaneers to pack sand, and then nobody thought that he was going to play, but the Raiders accommodated him. So again, if you think the guy is of that, oh shit, Hinton, the tackle for Michigan, he's off, and the fucking Eagles. They got another good building block. Yeah. 6'6", 323 at tackle, the fucking mountain.
Yeah, so in the trenches.
Good pick for the Eagles. But again, I'm sorry. Back to point. I can't entertain you without a Captain Jack. Highway to country road, back to the highway show thing. But I think that kid, maybe whoever had, maybe if somebody doesn't have a 7th rounder or in the 6th, or if they use their last pick of the 7th round, because then it's like, what are you really losing there?
Yeah. No. Hey, it's innocent until proven guilty, without question. But it's like that punter that I think it was a few years ago that had the same allegations, and then a couple years later,
I remember that
dropped,
they
and now
him
he actually
the punt king or something like that, right?
Yeah, it was sad to see that he basically went undrafted, and he was going to be without question the best punter coming into it, and I mean, he crushed it, but because the allegations, no one wanted to touch him, and then everything was dropped a couple years later, and then he finds himself back in the league. It's just tough. Innocent until proven guilty, but I'm just curious to see who might take a flyer. But hey, guys, I got to jump off.
All right, man.
I appreciate everybody. Appreciate all you guys.
Thanks for being on with us today, man. Appreciate
Hey,
it.
Paul, thanks. Thank you so much. Can you plug what you're doing tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So tomorrow I'm going on the Raider War Room with Chris and Severe. We go on Sunday evenings and Tuesdays. And during the season, we break down game film of the game that was just played, and we have fun. So, yeah, Sunday evenings, Tuesday evenings. You guys can rock with us, man. We appreciate it. But, hey, I appreciate being able to share the screen with you guys. Always try to come in and support when I can because, hey, don't matter what your views are. Everybody's views count when we're all Raider fans. So I appreciate all you guys.
No problem, man. Appreciate you being in here with us today.
I'll see you guys.
Hey, thank you again, sir. We got to do something as well. You know, everybody's here. I love having their points of view, and that's why I try to. And with Angelo and Jeff, I was lucky enough to find, and even with T3 and Twuan's been up in there. You know, I don't want to forget people. And when Chris came in with Jeff's crew, Chris Fu, I think we've done something together, have we not, sir? Or am I misremembering, as they say?
I think we were on Jeff's one time.
Okay,
yeah, I think we were on Jeff's together one time. Yeah,
there you go. So everybody, hey, I love to have the extra knowledge here, and so anytime you guys feel like you want to share the screen with an old dirty bastard that you know, ODB type stuff, it's great. And I'm using this as the segue because I know you had a lease, sir. I got a bus too because I got to actually get presentable and for the afternoon here. So I thank everybody for the link and looking forward to seeing people during the season. And remember, on Sundays after the game, if you are in Vegas, on Sundays after the game, please come on out to Slice of Vegas Pizza. I'll be doing my shows there, and Black Hole will be doing some sponsorships, you know, with prizes and stuff. So please, if you're going out to the game,
I'll hit you up. I'm in Henderson.
Yeah,
I live in Henderson, so I'll hit you up for sure.
Oh, then dude, you definitely need to come out. If you're in the stadium or not, come out to Slice of Vegas on Sundays and be parts of the show for sure.
I will. I know Steampunk and all those guys real well. I hang out with them a couple times during the season, so I'll definitely hit you guys up.
Looking good, Brad. And make sure somebody passes. If you don't have my personal number, please have somebody get a hold of me to pass it to you.
100%. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you.
Thanks again. And with that, I'm gonna go as well. I'm gonna bring my big old hat off the screen. But yeah, not bad for a free gift. You guys take care. You guys take care.
I see.
It was nice chatting with you.
Yeah, all you bastards.
Have a safe trip home, man.
Thanks again. You guys be well.
Later.
Hey, Jeff. So just so that you know, Papa Rundown's still on the other channel, but he is going to jump on, so he'll probably make it maybe near the end in the 7th round. But part of the reason why he's jumping on is, remember I told you how we've been watching the fights together since 9 a.m. And, you know, we're listening. So he kind of wants to jump on right before the main event so we can watch it while we're talking about the Raiders. So, yeah. But I still need to. I'd love to see Jackson Woodard, linebacker, taken and on this round for us, and also we need a running back, man. I still feel like we need a running back.
Well, Taj got off the board with the Cincinnati Bengals, so he's gone. Taj Brooks.
Yeah, I seen that too.
Oh yeah, you know what though? And Taj Brooks is great, Chris, but he's the same size.
He's small. He's not ideal. I wanted Mullins, but that's off the board.
Yeah, he's off the board. He went to the thing.
Mullins, right? Who took him?
Lions, I think. Or no, who took him?
I missed that.
Cincinnati.
Oh, he went to the Titans.
Titans. Tosh Brook?
No, Mullins.
Mullins was with the Titans.
Taj Brooks. Yeah, Taj Brooks went to the Bengals.
Yeah, Bengals.
Jalen McLeod, linebacker from Auburn's off the board now. Jeff.
Ashton Genty
He
still
went to the
available?
Jaguars.
Who?
Jalen McLeod. We were talking about him last night.
Jalen might get Damian Martinez.
I mean that or somebody. Shit, give me somebody.
Yeah, for real.
Boom, Jalen's. They should put all the Jalen's in the NFL.
Holy shit.
Jalen Bro, Jalen Walker, Jalen Noel, Jalen Smith, Jalen Travis, Jalen Lane, Jalen Royals, Rivers, Jalen Reed, Jalen McLeod. Everybody's named Jalen's. That must be the name of the year.
You think we get Urs?
And it's like an Italian family. They're all named John or Paul.
You guys saw that on my camera. I had my family come here and they harassing me. They all come down to do something. I don't know. They bother me.
Well, they all leave now?
I told them to get out of my house. Get out my yard. Get off my lawn.
They came out to your he shed to say bye?
Yeah, they should. They got to my man cave.
That's why you need a lock on the door on the inside.
You know, they still will get in. That's how people they are.
Into a window?
The pick is in. Who did Detroit take?
Oh shit.
Who?
Oh no. I'm sorry. I'm watching the boxing. My bad.
I don't know about you, man, because you owe shit about everything. So I don't know.
And yeah, no. I mean, none of you guys are like boxing into it like me and Papa Rundown, but these UK fights in front of 70,000 people. Like again, man, it's a different thing. Like outside of the US, boxing is like football. They fill out stadiums. It's huge, right? So, but this event is crazy, man. And these guys are fucking in a war. So
this is a non-boxing show. So.
I know, bro. I was just telling you why I said, "Oh shit."
But I like boxing too. I didn't watch it in a while because it's been kind of crappy for me in the last few years. So.
It's just like you just don't know about it, is all, Chris. Like
no, I did know about before they started.
I know a long time ago.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is you're going to need to make space to actually know who all the new players are, so that you can understand why me and Papa Rundown literally watch it every week. You know, it's like watching soccer. You know, you got to kind of know what's going on.
That's even worse. I don't know anything about soccer. I like how when the host city man has the draft and the rivals all come out there and like pump them up. That's great to see. NFL National Fan of the Year of Germany. Whatever. When we pick again, 215 or 213?
213 and 215.
Yeah, 213, 215, and 222.
So we got a ways to go then, huh?
Yeah, but we're gonna go back to back to back to back.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Then that's that. In the 7th round, that's it.
Yeah, I gotta go too, though, guys. I gotta go start getting ready for this party that I'm going to later. But
cool. Thanks, Chris Fu, for joining us.
Yeah. Y'all have a
plug
good
your
one.
stuff? Plug your stuff for us.
Man, I don't really got nothing going on right now. I'm not gonna lie. I do need to get a better computer just so I could start streaming without any technical issues. And I'm also starting like a maintenance channel.
Oh, cool.
To show like people how to fix stuff.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I'm doing that.
I go on those all the time, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah. Hey, you can learn anything on YouTube, you know. But yeah, I haven't really I think he's talking to Chris Ford. But yeah, I haven't really started anything too official yet, but I'm working on it.
I'm far from Main Street. I'm not in Sperry. I'm in California City, just outside hour from Baker Street.
But yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hopefully we get a linebacker in one of these next picks.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna send you the link to the Cam Jack show for tomorrow night, Chris. If you're free, come join us at 6 o'clock Pacific.
Yeah,
time.
yeah. You got me on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Right. All right, for sure. Yeah, just send it to me. If I could pop in, I'll definitely pop in, bro.
Cool.
All right. Peace out, guys.
Sure.
No, but that's fine. No, I live in California City. No.
Hey, Jeff. So check this out. Like,
I'm sorry. I'm watching. I got 805 and Chris's show up right now. I was just typing in their channel.
Oh, okay. It's the Protect the Shield one.
I'm multitasking.
Yeah. So I was going to say that the Eagles have been very crafty with a lot of their picks because they only picked in the first and the second, right? And then they didn't have another pick till today. But dude, they have Ty Robinson, defensive tackle, McWilliams, cornerback, Samael Munden from Georgia, linebacker, Drew Kendall, center, Kyle McCord, quarterback, and then they got the giant from Michigan, Miles Hinton. That dude is a monster. The tackle.
Well, see, the Eagles are in a great spot. All right. Not only did they just win the Super Bowl, but they've got a hell of a roster. They've got a GM that knows how to draft.
Mm-hmm.
And just look at the way that they've built that team the last few years. They've got that luxury where they can take flyers on certain guys. You know, they're not drafting for need right now.
Yeah.
That's definitely not what they're doing. They're drafting for depth and competition. We're drafting for need. You know, so that's the difference between our two teams. If you look at it that way, it puts it in a better perspective. So with what the Eagles are doing is they've already got an established, well-rounded roster. Now they're just adding additional talent where they can have more rotational guys, give certain guys a breather. You know, the Eagles have done this right since, you know, this regime has taken over. You know, they're the blueprint right now. Not so much for what they did in the Super Bowl and, you know, the defense like everybody's touting. They're the blueprint right now on how to set up a current NFL franchise, how to do it. You know, you look at their front defensive line. They're basically all the Georgia guys from that era, you know, minus, you know, maybe one or two players here and there. But that's pretty much the whole front roster. These are guys that have played together at the collegiate level and now the pro level. So, I mean, they've got this bond. They're a different type of team. You know, I'm envious of them, to be honest with you. I mean, those Eagles fans must be on cloud nine right now.
It's so crazy.
You know, they've knocked it out of the park again.
It's so crazy that the D-line is so damn good. They can put two rookies back there at cornerback. Two rookies.
Yeah,
that's how good the defense line is. You know, we got to get to that kind of level. We're not at that level yet. We're probably going to get there, but that's how they built their team. They went.
And that's just it. Like last year's draft, they had a need at cornerback. So they drafted for need for those positions. And they scored. You get two rookies in the draft, and they're both starters, and they're both playing in the Super Bowl, and they win you a Super Bowl, or they help you win a Super Bowl. Now they're second-year veterans this year, so now they're, you know, now they're, you know, the two of the best corners in the league right now, if you ask me. You know, they also benefit from a kind of shitty division, but again, still, they're the Eagles. You know, they put together a hell of a roster. I feel that that's where we're getting at this point. You know, we drafted for need. You know,
I wouldn't say their division is shitty. I just think the Cowboys are shitty.
Dude, and the Giants. The Redskins are the only one that's going to give them a run for their money again this year.
Yeah, and that was unexpected. They thought the Redskins were going to get a Jaden Daniels. I figured maybe give them a year or two, maybe they'll build it up. But they got to the championship game last year, so
I'm curious to see how the Cowboys are going to do with this head coach. I'm not sold on him. Zach, what are you getting at doo-doo draft? Just because we didn't draft a quarterback, we didn't need to push to draft a quarterback.
No, we didn't.
No, we can still pick one. I mean,
whatever's
I
left.
don't know why you say it's a doo-doo draft or a shit draft. But welcome to the channel anyway. Or to the show. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Like I said, you have a quarterback or not. There's the quarterbacks next year. Maybe they wait for next year. We don't know what they're up to. But what they're doing is they're building a team that's important. The defense, the offensive line, the running back room. Pete Carroll saw this team last year and said, you guys need this and that. And Spytek, I don't know what he looked at, but they looked at, this is what you guys need now, for now. Let's get Geno Smith and then build the rest of this thing around. And then next year we can think about getting a quarterback or whatever they might need. So right now they're building the most important pieces of this puzzle. So I'm happy with this draft. Very happy.
Oops. But that was behind my phone.
If you guys take a look at, because I always like to look at what our opponents are doing, so that just to see what the matchups would be. The Chargers have basically been giving weapons to help Justin Herbert, because they took Hampton running back, Trey Harris wide receiver, and Keandre Lambert Smith wide receiver, and Aronde Gadsden tight end.
Yeah,
like
that's still going to be, but the quarterback Sherbert's still going to be doo-doo.
Yeah,
he's still not going to win shit. Might take him to the playoffs, but they ain't winning anything. I
don't know, man. It's going to be hard to make the playoffs this year, because I think we're coming up for sure. Hard to say what Kansas City got the luxury of still, like, if you look at all of the Chiefs' moves today, they got the last 3 days, Josh Simmons, offensive tackle, Omar Norman Lott, defensive tackle, Ashton Gillett, edge, and then they got cornerback Noel Williams from Cal. Then they got Jalen Royals, dude, which is fucking crazy. It's like, great. Jalen Royals is another weapon for Mahomes. And then they got Jeffrey Bassa from Oregon. Yeah. So it's like they addressed all of the different pieces that they might be losing and shit.
Who get in the 5th round, Mark? Which team you referring to?
Go ahead.
You didn't have a pick in the 5th.
No, Texans got Graham Mertz, quarterback
from Florida.
Graham Mertz. Never even fucking heard of this guy.
Yeah, he was way down in depth chart.
No shit, right?
Yeah, Denver went pretty. I mean, the Jahdae Barron one was a good move, but they got Harvey, Jeff, RJ Harvey, running back.
Yeah.
That was their pick. And then Pat Bryant, the wide receiver, which makes sense to me. Like, Bo Nix is going to need some help. But they went edge, dude, like yesterday. I mean, one yesterday and one today. They got Savion Jones from LSU, and then they got Quay Robinson from Alabama. So they got they got 2 solid edges. Shit.
Wait a minute. Mason Taylor is Jason Taylor's kid?
Oh, you didn't know that?
No. Yeah. I didn't know that till just now.
They said yesterday.
Yeah.
If you listen to, well, I don't know if you watch Joy, she talks about him sometimes every once in a while when they talk about they showed a picture of him yesterday, lay on the ground, hugging, kissing, all that stuff.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. Mark McCall, we didn't have a 5th round pick. We traded that away with everything, with the stuff we did yesterday. So we've got 3 picks in the 7th round. We're done in the 6th. I'm sorry. We still have a 6th round pick. We got 1 7th. We've got 2 picks left in this round. We got 213 and 215.
Yeah.
Me and Papa Rundown are going back and forth because we're watching this amazing fight going on, right? So he sends me this text, Jeff, and he goes, "Baby, I will take a double char meal with grilled onions, no mayo with cheese, half onion rings, half fries, large strawberry lemonade." And then he goes, "Thank you, baby." And then I put, "You meant to send this to your wife."
Damn, it's a lot of food. I'm fucking hungry now. Listen,
I know, I'm gonna be hungry too. Like, damn it,
Jesus,
it's hilarious.
I can't wait for this draft to be over. I need to run out to the store. I gotta get my night coffees, my night iced coffees, and then I gotta get I gotta get cigarettes because I'm never gonna make it through the night.
Uh-oh.
So we still good for tonight, right, Chris?
Yeah, sure. Give about 30 minutes some breaks. Go eat my food.
Oh, I'm taking more than 30 minutes.
I'm good with that too.
Because this should be over by 7, based on the time. 6, I think.
Yeah. It's just what? It's 1 o'clock here. Oh yeah, we got time. Yeah, I got time.
Yeah, as soon as this ends, we'll probably stay on for a few more minutes and then shut it down. I'll set up the new studio immediately so I can get the links out to you and the other guys. I already went while I was muted and shut my camera down for a few minutes. I actually jumped on the show with Rundown and them, just real quick, and told them about what's. Well,
Bueno, why you picking on me, brother? I do argue the call. It's not the cause of argument. It's a goddamn.
I went on the show just to talk about what we're gonna do tonight if they had anything going on, so that way we don't interfere with them. But they're not doing anything. So Rundown will probably pop on. Jay will be in here, so we'll have a good time tonight. We'll fill this room up again tonight.
Wait, I'm not arguing with the clouds, and I'm arguing with that damn squirrel eating my bird food. That's what I'm arguing with.
Jake, where are you? Because you got to be on the East Coast then. Because I'm in Rhode Island, and you might have already talked to me about this before, and I just got bad memory. Because it's 10 minutes to 5 here. I'm in Rhode Island on the East Coast, so you definitely got to be at East Coast then.
Oh, look, it's Charles took a tackle. Branson Taylor, excuse me.
So tonight's going to be anybody that's still on the channel watching. Check back tonight. Pretty much like I said, right after this show finishes, I'm going to set up a new studio for tonight.
I didn't say you had Taco Bell internet. I was asking were you somebody using Taco Bell internet? That wasn't you. I'm not for you.
It's even worse if you're using Taco Bell and you're sitting in your car. You're siphoning off the Wi-Fi.
We was on a channel so I couldn't get it because it kept breaking up. I said, you should Taco Bell. You said McDonald's internet. I said, no, you use Taco Bell internet. And then Bueno came in and I said, no, I'm not talking about you.
Oh, you're in the area. Okay.
All right. I get it. All right. You got me. Payback.
Hey, as long as it's not as bad as the Legion Stadium Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I never connected that. Twuan.
If you relying on that, you really risking your life.
Why is it that bad, or is it security issues?
It's not bad. It's the fact that everybody's trying to connect to it. So when you got everybody connecting to one,
oh yeah, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? The quality is not even. It ain't worth
5G, baby. That's why. Don't worry about that.
Most people have Taco Bell internet. Yeah, well, I guess.
Because you think about it, like everybody, think about like how many people in the stadium could, be using that one, Wi-Fi connection. Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, so you get that ball
right.
everybody's
Run is on today too. That's right.
So you guys
in the 7th round.
You guys noticed that Harbaugh got himself another big boy, 6'6", 321 for a tackle, Branson Taylor. Like I said, man, he's doing everything he can to help Herbert on this draft.
Saying he'll help him. Still coming after him.
The Vikes got
some quarterbacks that are just imposters, and I think he's one of them. He has all the physical, traits that everybody falls in love with, and it just ain't it.
The Vikings got back-to-back picks right here.
Yep, and they just took Kobe King with their first one, a linebacker.
Okay, that makes sense. What do you think? They'll probably go cornerback on the second one?
Corner
They
or
could
quarter?
go running back, right? They could go running back, even though they got Jordan Mason.
They might go running back.
Yeah.
But that running game, that last playoff game was shit. They couldn't even run. Or they got to take an offensive guard or something.
They got Donovan Jackson as their first pick. Remember, they got I mean, it would be an extra offensive guard but they got the boy from Ohio State.
This lady should be a running back.
Yeah, they might take Damian Martinez right here.
Nope, tight end.
Oh shit! Who was it, Chris?
It's Gavin Bartholomew.
Gavin Bartholomew, tight end from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Trying to help JJ McCarthy.
Oh yeah. Well, we ain't seen him play, so you don't know what he's gonna do. But that coach they got there is a good offensive caller, so we'll see.
Gavin Bartholomew.
So Ty's got Calvin Ridley and Tyler Lockett. Did Shallow Sanders go anywhere yet?
Baltimore just took another wide receiver.
No.
Yeah.
LeJohntay Wester from Colorado.
Oh man,
That's what the Ravens took.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
Why?
LeJohntay Wester, wide receiver.
Yep.
Yeah, he's nice.
Cowboys are up, but the pick's in already.
This is going to be a running back right here.
I'm surprised Jimmy Horn didn't go off.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Still there, yeah.
Or Shallow Sanders, them guys.
This might be Damian Martinez, guys, right here. Cowboys need running back. Another one. Because the first guy they took is small. They need another, like a bigger dude.
Hey, you can't trust anything the Cowboys do.
That's true.
I hate the Cowboys. I don't care what they do. They can take a punter right now. I can care less.
Oh, shit. They got a tackle. Johnny Cornelius, Oregon. I mean, I guess they need to get some depth in their O-line. But man, they don't got no real good running backs.
Who?
The Cowboys. Because they let Rico Dowdle go. So I don't know what the running back plan was. They never got Najee Harris. I thought they were going to draft a running back.
I don't think we need a cornerback now. Kobe Bryant's still there, but I don't think we need a cornerback now.
No, we need a linebacker.
This
is the time to get Jackson Woodard, man.
Well, they got 2 picks coming up, so.
Yeah, the Cowboys still have a 7th round pick. 7th, 8th. Oh, they have 3 7th-round picks. So maybe they're waiting. There's just like when we played that draft game, Jeff. There's still some good running backs, man. They're dropping. Raheem Sanders is still there from South Carolina. You know he's good, right, Twuan? Raheem Sanders.
I like Raheem Sanders.
Yeah. Man, Donovan Edwards did not get taken. Wow. Maybe Harbaugh will take him. I don't know.
That's what I'm talking about. Not bueno. You know.
Yeah.
4 picks in the 6th round. That's the Eagles working their magic, man.
That's how you build their depth up, all their depth.
Yep.
As we get
So Cal, Jerry Jones asking for an 8th round pick. He wants a special 8th round for him.
He probably is with his old
Petition the NFL. We want 8 rounds from now on.
Who's more likely to start in 2025, Dart or Shout, whatever his name is?
Shuck will start.
Dart.
Shuck will start because they already did the press conference in where Brian Dable and Joe Shane both said there's no way Jackson Dart will start. It will be Russell Wilson, and then the backup will be Winston. So they totally got Jackson Dart to keep him on the roster, to train him this year, and bring him along. By next year, he'll probably be the starting quarterback, which, by the way, is hella smart, dude. That's what they did with Mahomes. That's what they did with Lamar, I think. So, you know, don't throw the kid in there right away. Don't throw him in the fire.
No, he's not supposed to. Let him learn.
We the only organization that'll do that.
We don't do it one. We don't do it one time. A rookie. That was Carr. We haven't did it. We didn't draft. Well, we have drafted the quarterbacks to do it too. So Carr was the last one that we did that to.
O'Connell.
That we brought in washed up quarterbacks to take it over, but they didn't work out.
There goes another linebacker, Redskins.
Madrano of UCLA.
Hey, Twuan, do you know who Phil Maffa is from Clemson?
Yeah.
I like him. I mean, I get that he's like not really I feel like he's the type of guy you want for blocking and then goal line and just a little extra body, right?
Yeah. More that auxiliary guy.
Yeah.
Man, I like McVay. If there was ever a chance that we could snag him at coach at one time in his career, I would go for it.
Yeah, well, the way the Raiders run their organization at that time, it was a shit show. Who want to come here? Nobody wants to come to the Raiders at that time to ruin their career. You know, their resume. You know, you go to a job. You work for him? Yeah, what happened? Oh, they suck. Oh, well, now I'm sorry. Goodbye.
Dejounte Wester went to the
Chase Lund tackle to the Bills.
What's up, Laker girl? What's going on?
Hey, Laker girl. Salute, sis.
A Laker fan? Yeah, Lakers. Go.
Hey, Laker girl.
Go Lakers.
Go Celtics, go.
Yeah, that's why they got their butts kicked last night.
Yeah, Luka was under the weather last night.
Yeah, the Celtics lost last night too. Poof. Both teams lost. They're both NBA franchise teams. Both lost.
Oh man.
Oh shit! This
get close.
Hurry up! Just get the
right
Raiders fix.
Hey, if Damian Martinez somehow magically falls to us, man, I want to take him right there at that 213 pick, because he'd be a perfect guy to mix with Genty.
Yeah.
And then we can get a linebacker right after.
Yeah.
I haven't heard this in a while. Everybody go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to all the channels that you see represented. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, if you are on the page, definitely hit that like and subscribe.
Yeah, I kind of zoned out on that. My bad.
No, hey, look, hey, you see,
almost 8 hours last night.
Yeah,
we were up for
6 hours in, you kind of forget about stuff like that. That's why you have people like us that kind of can help you out every once in a while.
Appreciate that one. Yeah. Kobe King is gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if the Eagles take this time.
Running back Martinez.
Nope, tackle Cameron Williams.
I was messing with
Hey, the main event is
that's
starting
all.
now.
See, that's another good pick for the Eagles, especially this far back. I thought he would have been off the board a long time ago. Cam Williams.
Yeah, but as I said, they're not picking with knees. They're just picking like, okay, we'll bring you in.
Eagles
here.
pick again in 2 picks. Then it's Baltimore, Arizona, Baltimore, then us. Then the Chargers, then us again.
They're gonna pick all the good players.
Then Denver, and then we're on to the 7th round.
Fuck, dude, this is crazy, man. What the Eagles see? They're so smart, Jeff. They're like, let's load up on our O lines.
Yeah. Because they don't have no team needs. They got everybody there already. So
Cameron Williams. Cameron Williams from Texas is a fucking monster, dude. 6'6", 320.
Well, here's the thing: you invest that money in Saquon Barkley, you better keep the guys up front of him, up front for him, healthy and big and ready to roll. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure Saquon's happy.
Oh God, yeah. How could you not? That's 2 tackles back to back they just took.
Yep.
They're just low. They're like, we're gonna protect you, buddy. You just keep us happy and keep winning Super Bowls.
I hate that the Pittsburgh Steelers got Jack Sawyer.
Well, Steelers are known for their linebackers, man. So, you know. Panther it picks in. Exactly, Alec. They're playing with house money. Exactly right.
Man, to get Hinton as your 6th pick, and then you bookend him with Cameron, bro.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's like, damn, dude. That's
what
the
they're
shit
doing.
I want. That's the shit I want the Raiders to do. You know, like, damn, that's crazy. The Giant from Michigan and then the Giant from Texas. Like, hey, let's put you 2 together.
Yeah,
let's see how that works out.
Yeah, protect Hurts and Barkley. Jeez.
Man.
Let's go, Panthers. Good pick.
Oh shit!
Good pick, Panthers.
Hey, they did a legacy pick. They did a legacy pick.
Who they pick?
Jimmy Horn Jr.
Yeah, J.C. Horn's son.
Oh, so
legacy pick. Horn. Oh, Jimmy. Sorry, Jimmy Horn. Yeah.
If I pick Horn.
I thought Cleveland would have taken him to pair him with his boy, but
Bryce Young got somebody to throw to.
No, Bryce Young got plenty of motherfuckers to throw to.
You got no excuse now. You got T-Mac. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He got plenty of people. He got more than T-Mac. He got Leggett from last year. Then they got T-Mac. They gave him Trevor Etienne. Travis's brother is with the Carolina. That was the 4th round pick. Then they got a tight end, Mitchell Evans from Notre Dame. So they gave him another weapon there, and then they fucking took Jimmy Horn. So no, they're doing everything they can to go help him. As long as his O-line holds up.
That was the problem last year. The O-line was lousy.
Yeah. And then they got that big kid from Florida, Cam Jackson, to be their defensive tackle. That guy's huge. He's like 6'6", 340.
Nobody dropped that big 500-pound kid yet from Florida.
What?
Did anybody drop that 500-pound kid from Florida yesterday? Did they? The one Florida we saw last night, 5'4", 64, D tackle, Florida.
I forgot what his name is. It starts with a G.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The guy we looked at last night, the guy weighs damn near 500 pounds. Played for Florida.
He's like a nose tackle.
We're still waiting for our pick. We still have 3 more picks.
I said anybody draft him. I was wondering.
I'm not sure.
I don't remember his name.
Yes. Man, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just enjoying how me and Papa Rundown are talking back and forth, but it's like they put on a full-length concert for ring entrances in the UK. It's crazy.
Desmond Watson.
Oh,
yeah.
Did he get taken?
I was going to ask you. I didn't see his name pop up. So.
Yeah, no, because Desmond Watson's not even on the list for top picks. I figured somebody would give him as a UDFA.
They took an edge, huh? Ryland.
Man, this is crazy. It feels like WrestleMania. This is crazy.
The way he spells Twuan is not how mine is spelled.
Yeah,
Wow.
Bond has an issue right now. Nobody might not want to take a chance on him.
Yeah, no, he's a jailbird, bro. Like
he's not convicted yet, but he still got legal issues. Yeah, go to court and all that stuff, prove his innocence or whatever. So I don't think he's gonna take a chance on him. He got 2 cases in 2 different cities, man. That makes it look really suspicious. Oh, hurry up, man, so I'll go take my nap.
We're almost there. Cardinals will pick, Ravens will pick, then it's us. Let it be Jackson Woodard, UNLV.
That's what you want?
Or Damian Martinez, running back from Miami Hurricanes.
Because he's a
What's his stat?
Because he's UNLV, they'll probably UDFA him.
What's his stats, Martinez?
Good, dude. Stop saying that to me, man. He's good.
What's his stats from ULV? That guy you're talking about? Not ULV.
He was the defensive player of the year for Mountain West Conference.
I'll say, how was Martinez stats? What is he?
Damian Martinez is like 6'1", 220. fast north-south runner. He was playing with Cam Ward. He was Cam Ward's running back. But no, Jackson Woodard. Chris, I want you to imagine a younger Spillane, but with better coverage. Like he can cover. That's Jackson Woodard. But he's big. 235, 240. 6'3" kid. He's a big linebacker.
They need a sideline linebacker. They don't have one.
And that's what he is. He's a sideline to sideline.
White, but he's kind of older. I don't know if he can do that now. Still,
no. This guy is a side. Jackson Woodard was a sideline to sideline.
That's what we need.
Yeah, he was a major reason for how we were able to contain Genty in the first game. That'd actually be pretty funny if we picked him up because him and Genty know each other really well.
That's true here, boys. The females get hold of these players, man, mess their heads up. That's true.
Okay, so they took the Cardinals are having a really good draft too. They took Hayden Connor,
guard.
Yeah, guard, and then now the Ravens, and it'll be us.
Yeah, Baltimore's up now.
Us and Chargers than us again.
I know it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart.
So if you think about Jeff, the Cardinals, they took Walter Nolan, Will Johnson from Michigan. Then they went edge, Jordan Birch. Then they got the linebacker from Ohio State, Cody Simon. Then they got Denzel Burke from Ohio State as the cornerback to pair with Will Johnson. And then now they got Hayden Connor from Texas, the guard. They're doing pretty fucking good too, dude. Those are good players. I think the Cardinals might actually they might win their division, honestly, if Kyler Murray puts his shit together.
You think so? Because look at Frisco falling apart.
Yeah, Frisco's shit.
The Rams,
Seattle's rebuilding.
Yeah.
So Seattle's rebuilding. Frisco is shit.
San Francisco's window is shut for the playoffs.
They're done.
They're done now.
I don't know if the Rams, but you know.
Well, it's going to be between the Rams and Arizona, but the Cardinals are more equipped with a lot of people.
Yeah, they got a lot of young players on it.
They got they still got Marvin Harris in there.
Yeah.
They got fucking Trey McBride. They're don't be surprised if they win the division. This is what I'm saying. Don't be surprised.
I'm not surprised the MC West. Everybody sucks in the division.
That's funny.
I mean, you look at it, a couple years ago, the team in the playoffs was 79 a few years ago? They went to the playoffs because they won a division. They were 79. Like, wow, really?
Woo!
Come on, make your pick and let's go.
Hey, if you play Madden, you might want to play with the Panthers this year.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You took a nap, yeah. You're lucky. I'm running on empty here.
Yeah, I'm about done almost. I think I'm ready for the next pick after the 7th round, but then I'm out. I don't care about the rest of these teams. Pick is in. Hurry up. I think Minnesota had 5 picks in this draft, huh? Angelo?
What's up? I'm sorry. We're watching the fight. What's up?
Minnesota had 5 picks in this draft, right?
Who?
Minnesota.
Oh, yes. Yeah. They got They got the back-to-back. They did the back-to-back.
They only have 5 picks in this. Oh my God! Come on.
Oh my God, this is so intense.
The NFC worst. That's what you call me. NFC worst. Robert Longenbeard, cornerback from Rutgers. Longenbeam. 5'11", 175. Went to Baltimore. All right, here we go.
Wah, 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 wah. That
Longer beam.
Longer beam.
Yeah, 5'11".
Over. Come on, Raiders. Pick is in.
Which someone did, right?
Huh?
Who took Will Howard?
Arizona.
Arizona.
Arizona took him.
I couldn't remember.
No, it wasn't Arizona. It was Pittsburgh.
You're right. Pittsburgh at 185.
Pittsburgh, okay. Jesus fucking commercials, man. Yeah, it was Pittsburgh. Sorry. My brain's starting to shut down.
Tommy Malott, QB. And then we got another pick right after there.
Who? Where is he from?
Who?
Yeah, where is he from, Jeff?
Montana State.
Montana State. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, that's Turf's guy.
That's Turf's dude. Oh, folks, Turf Pie screaming out the room right now. Short guy, 5'11". Yeah. I bet Turf screaming through the roof right now. Is Turf on right now? On your channel?
What was that?
Is Turfo ain't Sean right now? He's like with a run in him?
No, he was earlier.
I bet he's screaming through the roof.
What's up, rated 7528? He's a QB converted to wide receiver. Yeah, Turf is definitely going to be happy right now.
Turf's screaming through the roof right now.
That's Turf school. That's where he went to college, Montana State.
Yeah.
He'll be happy as a pig in shit right now. He was projected to go in the 5th. Wow.
Was he?
B+ pick.
All right, now it's definitely got to be either Jackson Woodard or Damian Martinez, man.
He's trying to see his name. He's trying to see his name. Like, never pick him.
But I won't be mad if they take the guard.
And this Mallett guy is better than Tez Johnson?
No, I was saying
Kobe Myers.
Yeah, I was saying I wouldn't be mad if it's Garrett Dillinger from LSU, natural left guard, or the Joshua Gray
NFL
kid.
Network has him listed as a QB on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, it says QB.
Everybody's going to start watching Montana State tapes this year now. He made it to their championship, though. He made it to their championship game.
Yeah, lost to South Dakota State.
Hey, where did Restrepo go?
He's kind of a short quarterback. He's only like 6 foot tall.
Yeah, 5'11".
Pretty athletic, though. He's pretty athletic.
Who they pick? Safety? Clemson.
R.J. Mickens.
Yeah.
Frank Weber, there's your diamond in the rough.
You talking about the Mallett guy?
Mallett.
Yeah.
What's his name again? Mallett or Millet?
Mallett. Mellott. I don't know. Angelo, did you look up his stats? Did he throw any interceptions or?
Yeah, I could tell. I mean, I could give you the shorts on the kid, but 6 foot tall, 208. Mallett finished his college career with 3,523 rushing yards and 5,810 passing yards. He's an inconsistent passer, and he's an
yards.
So he's
an inconsistent passer.
That's for sure, quarterback.
Wow.
He's an inconsistent passer.
No, we just took Cam Miller from North Dakota.
Yeah, we're gonna pull up the highlights on him. Hey, yeah, you checking this out, Angelo?
Yes, I am totally watching it, man. This is crazy.
Yeah,
we put.
I like what Ben's doing right now.
We just took 2 quarterbacks. Cam Miller from Florida State.
Yeah, but
No, I think that other kid's a wide receiver. You're right, Jeff.
He just had. This is at Colorado. Oh, this is when he played Colorado. I do remember this guy.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah, I remember him too.
Papa
I know.
Rundown, he rocked him, bro.
I know.
Connor
I told
Ben
you.
rocked him.
I like what Connor Ben's doing in this fight.
He was getting busy against Colorado when I saw him.
Who are you talking about? Cam Miller?
Cam
Miller. Let me pull up his.
Yeah, you know what? They were wheeling and dealing against Colorado in that game. I watched that game. He was dropping dimes.
I've heard them talk about this kid before too. This kid Miller's not bad.
Yeah, that kid was dropping dimes.
Against Colorado, he was balling.
What was his stats?
I remember that first game of the year.
I don't remember
passing in his college career.
Damn, not bad.
81 TDs career passing. 81 passing TDs in his career.
Saying, I like. How old is he? Give us the rundown.
That's what I'm running. That's what I'm looking for week now.
What?
Hey, Angelo, Ben is so much faster.
He is. You can tell. Remember, I told you it's like Napolis versus Monzon. Monzon was kind of
6'1", 212. He's 23.
40 was a 4.
My wife thinks Connor Ben's gonna knock him out.
He's 23.
I mean,
thank goodness it wasn't
he's a young kid. Oh, okay. So you can sit.
A senior.
Eubank's a lot bigger, but I mean, Eubank looks like he's getting tired already.
He's been with North Dakota State the whole time, the whole game. I mean, the whole.
Oh, see, look, they showing him up here. We'll go back.
I'm confused. I'm hearing 2 different things.
They talk about boxing over here.
My bad, bro. Yeah, Angelo wanted me to talk boxing with him for a second.
No, we're just watching it together while we're waiting for the picks.
He's his laziest weapon on his own runs as a scrambler. Below average efficiency can improve progression. That's what we're cutting and loose when we see this complete.
Well, we've got only one more pick left at 222, and then that's it for us.
Zone coverage. Lacks the arm talent, but
the other guy was receiver
picks for this year.
Placement goes astray when he feels pressure.
They didn't even take Quinn. Hey, you know what does that tell you? That they didn't even take Quinn Ewers. They took this kid over Quinn Ewers.
Fuck it. I'm not.
Yeah.
I like. He only 23.
I like this pick of Miller. I like
last
this
year
one.
his stats were. I like what I'm looking as far as his.
You know,
stats.
somebody we could develop.
Right. If you look, when he started.
Yeah, somebody we can definitely develop.
When he started, he got in there and he only threw for 1,400 yards for 2021. Next year came back, threw for 1,900 yards the next year. Then I think, they really got cracky. He threw for 2,600 yards after that. And this is his senior year where he finally really got to play. And then he finally got to throw for 3,200 yards. But this man threw 33 touchdowns and 4 interceptions last year.
Yeah, he was willing and dealing. Like, the game I saw him play.
He ran for 631 yards and ran for 12 touchdowns and down touchdowns.
Dude, that's a great ratio.
In 2022, he ran for 15 touchdowns.
So what I'm confused about, Rundown, is why did we get Tommy Mellett?
He can run.
We were going to get the other quarterback anyway.
No, that kid's a receiver.
Mullet's more of a wide receiver.
Interesting.
Yeah, but even with
against Colorado, bro, he's making some plays.
Even with the Mellett situation, I don't get why they got him when Tez Johnson.
What's our next pick?
Right. Tez Johnson. But I heard Tez Johnson had a slow ass 40. I don't think they like that about him. I heard he had a horrible workout.
Yeah, that's our last one. So Broncos already considered it for the pick. I've never even submitted their pick.
Who that? Oh, Chris.
Oh, shit. I ain't gonna lie. Again, I'm not expecting this man to be all worldly, but he's making some plays on this motherfucker.
Yeah, he can make some plays.
I'm gonna see what I can show without getting popped.
Like they said, he needs to be able to go through progressions and read defenses. Nice uppercut. Nice uppercut, Angelo.
I know. I was like, oh shit! I put my set on mute.
It's gonna be hard, but we might have got pop for some shit anyway, so it's gonna be better.
Oh,
nice stiff jab.
Well, I gotta get it.
Man, Papa Rundown, you can feel the energy of this whole
That's right now, like on the show.
It was almost like that Joshua Dubois energy.
Yep.
Wow.
So what's up with Tess Johnson? Is he's too slow? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
He is on tape. All right.
Yeah, they didn't like his combine or his workouts. I heard.
No, it's fun with me then.
Against Colorado.
Oh boy, another good right hand.
And they compare Mellett to a young Julian Edelman. I'll take that. Yeah.
Not bad there. Good throw there.
Funny, out of all the quarterbacks we talked about taking and picking for this team, we ended up with a guy from North Dakota State.
Good throw there.
Right? How messed up is that?
I'm like, come on, dog.
He's a champion, though, Papa Rundown. He's the FCS champion.
Oh, yeah. You know, they got a good program, too.
You can see he might need to work on a little bit of the arm strength. Of course, some shit you got to work on his 6th round pick, but this right here probably intrigues him, too. Running, look.
Oh, he can go.
Oh, yeah.
I remember watching that game. He balled out in that game.
That's nice right there.
Oh, yeah, it was.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that game. That was a good game.
I want to see him put a little more zip, but he gonna have to throw where he puts some zip.
I tell you what, Angelo.
Yeah.
I know Connor Ben better stop leading in with that wild left hook like that.
What?
Yeah, he's gonna get caught.
He's gonna get caught pretty soon.
Yep.
He's been doing that since the first round. I don't know if he doesn't respect the power.
Hey, he said he was putting him down shit.
Yeah, he did.
No way, Raider.
Throw that motherfucker.
My guy's position is safe right now. AOC 12 is good to go.
At this point, you're right. At this point,
nice little arm strength.
It also tells you how much they're in on Gino too.
Yeah, get out of here. I like that though. Shit, get the fuck out of here. I like that.
I don't think it's never been about anything except Gino. I think is the real competition was anything behind that.
Good throw.
True.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think Bradley Connor might be going after this draft.
Okay. All right.
Who, Aiden O'Connell?
I mean, there's
no Bradley.
It's wet clay at this point, dog. I mean, so we got to mold.
Oh yeah.
We got to mold.
Oh boy, nice left hook.
Yeah, I mean, and North Dakota State has some good little pieces they've had.
Well, that's where Carson Wentz came from.
Yeah, North Dakota State. Yeah, that's why I say they got a good program year in and year out.
Yeah, I saw that.
How excited do you think Turf is right now? His guy from his school got drafted.
That's what we were just talking about.
That's awesome.
My son said he's hyped.
Oh, I'm sure he is. I can only imagine. That's why I'm going to be excited if this kid Xavier Truss gets drafted. I wish we'd get him, but if he gets drafted, I'm going to be happy. He's a Rhode Island kid. He's from
I like him.
Oh, okay. What position does he play?
That's why I want
like it.
He's a guard?
Yeah, he's from Georgia.
If the other dude plays receiver, that's a little bit better, so I'd have to project him there. But yeah, Edelman type for sure.
I still wanted another running back, man. I guess we're going to do that in free agency.
I like that exactly, Papa. Right now, we need another running back.
Yeah, I thought I was sure we was going to get two in this draft, at least two.
Damian Martinez is still on the board.
Yeah, hey man, that's a guy I would not mind having. Damian Martinez, I would not mind that at all.
I agree with you, bro. Potential because there's 6 round picks.
It's funny that they're showing Julian Edelman right now.
Because that's who they're comparing your boy to. The Millet.
Yeah.
Raiders have been drafting players that I get angry about.
Exactly.
Yeah. I did get thrown off by the Tommy Miller, who was the quarterback.
Hey, Papa Rundown.
What
Connor Ben's calmed down a lot more now because he started angry.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. You know, and I'm like, and he was swinging wild with those left hooks. So I'm glad he has calmed down. He needs to work on that. He worked that jab a little bit.
Yeah.
Because Eubanks is not the fastest guy.
No, not at all.
It's gonna be real deal.
And he looks tired. Ben looks like he's ready to roll.
Yep.
Then I'm about to lay it down with my lady, man. It's a wrap.
But you can tell though, right, that he's a natural 147 because he's
for sure.
much smaller.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude,
Damn, he caught him with another good right hand.
This draft has been just
Caught him with that left hook. Connor Ben caught him back.
Yeah, he did.
Phenomenal.
I would pick Jay.
By far the best draft I think I've seen us have
in a long time. In a long time.
Yeah.
I can pick Jackson Nelson.
Well, you know, like we've been saying, y'all, it's grown-ups in the building. You know, we got grown-ups in the building that they know what they want and they know how to go about getting it. Did Restrepo go?
No, he's still there.
I like Restrepo as wide receiver for Miami. I like him too. I think he's got some dog in him, but
just took the minutes. You're not taking
he's good. He's gone. But I would like Martinez.
What's best?
No, I want
what's
Damian
top
Martinez would be
linebacker
nice.
right now. What top linebacker is still available?
Oh, and
what
Jackson Woodard is still there. Jackson Woodard or Cody Lindenberg is still there.
Ooh. Woo. Oh, we scrapping. Oh yeah, we crack it down.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, it's getting nasty.
Hey, Papa Renda, Eubanks might be winning this by 1 round right now.
Yeah, because he's landing better counter shots for sure. He's countering much better. I like Ben's aggressiveness. Yeah, I like Ben's aggressiveness, but he has to be able to, you know, keep his composure.
Yeah.
But I honestly think Ben has rocked Eubank a couple of times.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Oh, another nuts right hand.
Ooh.
See, Eubank is countering like, and he's coming over the top of that hook. He keeps throwing.
Yep.
See, my problem is, I always tell you this, Angelo. I want to see more jabs. Like, I don't like guys that just like to go in power punches. And Ben is doing that. Ben is doing that because you open yourself up to get countered.
Yep. Got to lead with the jab.
Yeah, man. Because it's easier to time you that way.
Yep.
Yeah, we're still going, but
I mean, Connor Ben got a nice jab when he uses it.
Yeah, you know, like you said, he needs to settle down and don't fight off emotion as much now, and work the game plan and the fundamentals.
That is crazy. He's up on the thing get drafted. No, because he got some fucking case problem.
Hey, I was gonna say, Angelo, that's funny to me. Like, I would not be if I was Nigel Ben or you know Chris Ben, Chris Eubank. I'm sorry, yeah. I couldn't sit next to that dude right now. I'd have to be on the other side of the ring, dog. I'd be on the other side of the ring.
You have to remember that they fought each other and they shared the ring, so they're kind of friendly with each other. They're friendly. The kids don't like each other. But
I thought they still had animosity.
No. Because
they're good now. Oh, okay.
After the second fight, they're good, and Nigel Ben apologized to him, and they're good.
Oh, okay.
Plus, if you make money with your opponent, you can't, and then you share the ring with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
it. Like we broke bread together.
Hey, am I bad? I'm mad, man.
Yeah, especially those 2 fights they had.
Oh my gosh, that was like the UK version of Hagler Hearns.
Yes, it was.
We got to deal with that shit off the screen.
Yeah.
Well, we're about to pick in a minute, man. I'm coming. You know, you right back on.
Yeah. 2 picks away. Yeah, we 2 picks away. New England already. Their pitch is in.
Yeah, Patriots pick is in.
Look to the tribe. Miller overview says Miller's mobility works in his favor, but it doesn't stand out enough to project NFL success. He's a work in progress for sure. This project.
Man, hey, Xavier Restrepo still out there too?
Yeah, man. That's what I was saying, dude. Like, I don't know why people don't like Restrepo.
Yeah,
I like Restrepo. I think Restrepo's got, like I said, he's got dog in him.
Maybe he's short. Maybe because he's short.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, you know, I like his play style. I'll be honest.
I would have took him over Mellet.
Me too.
I'm like, I don't even know who Mellet is, but I'm like, I'm seeing some proven names on this board that still ain't came
For sure.
on.
For sure.
Get a linebacker.
Oh, they got it tied, Angelo.
Yeah.
Eubank's gonna get a point taken away. They're about to take a point away from Eubank.
Yeah. They're scrapping though, man. This is like a street
Yeah,
fight.
they are. Oh, nice right hand.
As soon as we pick this last pick, I'm gonna shut this down so I can get some shit done before we go back on tonight.
Tell me about it.
I got the tribe still don't have the.
I might go jump on the recliner and stretch out for a little bit. Sitting in this chair gets a little uncomfortable after a while. I already did 9 hours yesterday. I'm at
Man, tell me about it, bro. My wife's looking at me like, "Are you done?" Oh,
and then Thursday night we were off about 6 hours Thursday night. So
yeah, exactly. The whole weekend since Thursday.
These draft days are long
All right,
days.
we here, man. We here, man. The pick is in for the Jaguars.
For sure, man. But you know, it's a labor of love.
For sure.
Especially you can get on. You know,
clock pick is in. We're up next right now.
Yep.
Looks like Patriots took another tackle, trying to help Drake May.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What do you guys think about the 2 linemen that we got?
I love them.
Oh, I'm ecstatic.
I do too.
I'm so excited for the way the draft ended last night. Those 2 picks at the end of the 3rd round were just freaking beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I wanted. I wanted an offensive lineman.
Oh boy.
But by trading back.
I think we got 2 quality guys. I saw that he got rocked a couple times. Eubank is countering.
I think those two linemen
shout out to everybody in chat.
makes our
Shout out
first
to
round
everybody that be rocking with us every
Yeah.
pick is in.
2 solid picks on the O line for sure.
Let's see where we go, bro. The pick is always in.
The last pick was
As y'all know, bro, it's always respect. My Pop's over here doing his own damn show over there. He didn't got to put it. But
oh yeah, he's talking about the podcast.
yeah, he's over here.
Well, man.
Doing his own damn show.
I'll be on my thing, man.
I can hear your channel rate.
But let's see where the Raiders go here, bro.
Yeah.
It's a little bit on the screen.
Pick is
Oh, we got Cody Lindenberg.
All right, you called it, Angelo.
Oh, hey,
We
I
got
was right.
Cody Lindenberg.
Really?
Yeah. Linebacker.
Well, at least we got one.
Linebacker.
Man,
I got that 805 guy, man. 805.
Yeah, we had to wait all the way to this to get a linebacker.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, throw his highlights
I know
on.
some
Dude.
people. I know 805 happy about this motherfucker. I know he happy as hell.
Him and Jackson Woodard are the same type of linebackers. The kid from UNLV and the kid from Minnesota, they're both good.
He had a good game against USC. I watched him play against SC.
I asked her about him.
Yep. He's a good. So Cody Lindenberg is good side to side linebacker, covers the pass well, can stop the run.
Did anybody draft that running back from USC? Oh, they did.
And he's like 6'2", 240. So.
Oh, I like that size.
I'm happy with it. I'm ecstatic. Well, Chris already left. I guess he had some shit to do, so we're gonna shut this down. I want to thank everybody that's come into the channel today. We've had a bunch of people in here. We got Papa Rundown in here right now with us. I can see Rundown.
Appreciate you, man.
What's up, guys?
Yep.
Angelo's been here pretty much all day with us. Twan's been here for quite a few hours with us. I appreciate all the chat, everybody that's been in here and adding your input today. We appreciate that. Tonight at 9 o'clock, we're going back on again. It's going to be the last call podcast, but we're going to kind of do like an open talk thing. We're not going to do the history of the Raiders that we have been doing on Saturday nights. It's going to kind of be like an overall draft recap on what's going on. We want the chat involved. We're going to open it up at one point. And we're going to bring fans in. And, if you want to get on camera, I'm more than happy to have anybody on. We only have up to 10 people on the channel.
That's all positive shit.
Seahawks got Damian Martinez.
We'll figure it out. So, again, I thank everybody for coming in. Papa Rundown, thank you.
We appreciate all of y'all,
Rundown
man.
over there, and Baby Rundown. I don't know where Baby is.
Just say appreciate you guys, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, man. We'll tap in. We'll tap in later, bro.
Yeah, man. We'll be on. I'll
send me the link, Jeff.
It's going to be in that studio. So.
Okay.
All right.
All right, man.
Take
So
care,
look, hey,
everybody.
Angelo, I'm gonna go eat, bro. I'm gonna give you a call after a minute. I didn't even eat yet.
All right, cool. All right.
Okay,
bro.
man. You guys be good.
Yeah, man.